And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monad High School. Thanks for joining us here on the Talon Sports Network. Sammy Clapper, Talon Network Sports Director, with you here this evening. Monad Cubs hosting the Cassville Wildcats in the final Big 8 Conference meeting of the year and the final regular season game of the year for Monad and Cassville. And it is senior night here at Monad High School as well. The senior Cubs are being recognized before the large crowd that is gathered here this evening. And of course, 7 years, there are 7 seniors. And then when you include eight seniors, when you include the team manager as well for the Monad Cubs, and they are all congratulated for all their hard work and effort during the course of their high school careers. And again, that is what you're viewing now. Senior night here at Monad High School. Monad Cubs seniors being recognized with their parents as we get prepared for tonight's varsity basketball game between the Cubs and the Wildcats. Monad has won the previous two games tonight, as Monad winning the freshman game this evening by a score of 45-20. Monad also won the junior varsity game 43-38. And after senior night and the recognition of the Monad Youth Basketball Program, then we will have a varsity contest between the Cubs and the Wildcats. Appreciate you joining us here tonight on MonadWebTV.com, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast and the ball game. And again, a tip of the hat to all the seniors here from Monad High School as they are being recognized this evening here between the JV and varsity game.
After graduation, Cameron plans on attending Crowder College to play baseball and major in sports management. Cameron's favorite quote is by Bo Jackson: "Set your goals high and don't stop till you get there." What Cameron will miss most about being a Cub is seeing the progression and development we have made over the past 4 years as basketball players and young men. He is a 4-year participant in basketball and a 4-year letter winner. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 senior basketball players and managers.
And again, Sammy Clapper along with you here tonight. It's senior night at Monett High School, and the senior players and managers all being recognized in pregame ceremonies here. 7 seniors for the Monett Cubs playing their final game at home in the purple and gold, and they will be taking on Cassville tonight here in a Big 8 conference game. Managers also being recognized, and again, getting a standing ovation from the Monett fans in attendance here this evening. All of the seniors for the Monett Cubs on senior night being recognized with their parents. A lot of hard work, long hours, and a lot of miles been put on by the players and the parents during the careers of these young men, and also the young lady that is the manager for the Cubs as well. And they are to be congratulated, and we wish them a lot of success as they go on in their future endeavors. Again, senior night here at Monett, and the seniors being recognized. We'll have the Monett youth players and youth cheerleaders from the youth program being recognized here in just a moment, and then we will be joining the varsity game between the Cubs and the Wildcats here in about 15 or 20 minutes on the Talon Network. We'll be joining them on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz as well.
At this time, we'd like to have all the youth basketball teams that were involved in the Ozarks Youth Basketball League come down to support the Ozarks. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you now our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade youth basketball league players and coaches. Starting from your left, we have our 3rd grade yellow team, coached by Andy Bryant and Bucky Morrison. Our 3rd grade purple team, coached by Brad Ridenauer and Tom Taylor. Our 3rd grade red team, coaches Rich Ray and Brett Bailey. Our 4th grade purple team, coached by Justin Lee and Pete Summer. Our 4th grade yellow team, coaches Riley Snyder and Andy Goodson. 5th grade purple team, coached by Matt Coops and Shane Meeks. Our 6th grade yellow team, coach Brad Ridenauer. And our 6th grade purple team, coaches Ben Roseball and Brent Waterman. Please give them all a round of applause for their hard work and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Monett High School basketball varsity coach, Jeremy Land.
Hey, I just want to thank you teams for playing the sports playing this year. They did a great job. The future of Monett basketball is very bright. I'm excited for the future and excited to be a part of it. So thank you guys for playing this year.
And again, that was the youth basketball program here at Monett. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade teams being recognized here between the JV game and the varsity contest. So an eventful evening, lots going on. We've had senior night, we've had the youth basketball program now recognized, and now we're down to about 15 minutes before tonight's opening tip between Cassville and Monett in the Big 8 Conference encounter. So we're going to get ready and transition with radio into the Web TV broadcast and get you ready for Big 8 basketball here on the Talon Network.
here on the Talon Sports Network, your sports for Southwest Missouri. Coming up, Bill versus Monette, live from Monette High School. A big thank you goes out to all of our sponsors for helping support our broadcast and cast Monette High School athletics. Please stop by these sponsors that you will hear mentioned throughout the broadcast. So now let's send it on out to the games live from Monette, the Cubs versus the Cats here on your sports authority for Southwest Missouri, the Talon Sports Network.
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to Monette High School. Glad to be with you here tonight for Big 8 Conference basketball on the Talon Sports Network. Sammy Clapper along with Tony Ramsey. He's running the camera for us tonight on MonetteWebTV.com. Monette Cubs hosting the Cassville Wildcats. Final game of the regular season for both Cassville and Monette. Next week they head off to Carthage to begin district tournament play. Big 8 Conference game tonight as well, and the Berry County rivalry renewed between the Wildcats and the Cubs here this evening. Great crowd on hand for this senior night. As the Monette seniors, there are 7 of them. They've already been recognized here in pregame festivities. The Monette Youth Basketball Program has also been recognized. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders have been introduced and walked out on the court for the fans to recognize, and now we're about 10 or 12 minutes away from the varsity contest between Monette and Cassville here this evening. Glad to be with you on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. Also live streaming video at MonetteWebTV.com. That's MonetteWebTV.com for the live video of tonight's ball game. Monette Cubs coached by Jeremy Land. He's in his 2nd year as head coach at Monette. The Cubs come in with a record of 16-8. They have surpassed their win total from a year ago of 15 victories, and they are looking to maybe get 17, 18, or 19 if they have success in the district tournament. But first things first, they got to close out the regular season here tonight and looking for that 17th win of the year. The Cubs are 3-4 in the Big 8. A win tonight would also get them to the 500 mark in the conference. They were only 2-6 in the Big 8 a year ago. Cassville, coached by first-year head coach Barrett Millison. The Wildcats are 8-16. They are 2-5 in the Big 8. A year ago, Cassville only won 4 ball games, but Coach Millison, in his first season as head coach at Cassville, has doubled that win total from a year ago. Cassville also was 0 for 8 in the Big 8 last year, and they've won a couple of conference games this season, and they would love nothing more than to knock off their rivals from Monette and get a victory heading into district play, which begins next week over at Carthage. Monette has won the first 2 games tonight. The Cubs winning the freshman game 45 to 20. 45 to 20. Monette winning the freshman game tonight. The Cubs also won the junior varsity game 43 to 38, and now it's on to the varsity contest, so we're going to have live coverage here on the Talon Network. We need to take a break and let you hear from our sponsors. Back with more of the pregame here from Monette High School on the Talon Sports Network.
When you have things to or trade, look no further than the Berry County Advertiser and reach over 13,000 homes and businesses with your ad. And you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is on Monday, and your classified line is new each Tuesday. You can place your ad online at 4baonline.com at 904 West Street in Cassville, or call 417-877-4475. The County Advertiser, covering Berry to serve customers' advertising needs. Yearly application.
Steel owners don't need to worry about precision piston engineering, high-tech polymer housing, or advanced systems. At Steel, we've already thought all that, so our customers can just start their and then get to work. See dealer for details.
By Coast to Coast, your locally authorized dealer at 500 South Kyler in Monette. Check out their complete line of Steel chainsaw and trimmers. Steel is the #1 brand of gas-powered handheld outdoor power equipment in America. Coast to Coast in Monette. Steel. No worries, just so.
Want our homes to stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer, but we don't like how you built. Reducing the amount of air leaks that are out of the home is a cost-effective way to lower utility bills. Start by finding the leak with the proper material and technique. Site BerryElectric.com for tips for your home. This message is brought to you by the owned Berry Electric Cooperative, striving to meet what you need and improve the quality of life for members.
Hey, Dad, what do you call a do? A bulldozer.
That's funny stuff. I'm just folks at Huffmaster Insurance aren't sleeping on the job. They help me evaluate my insurance needs for farm exposure I have and gave me some that I didn't know were available before. And they find the best rate without compromising our coverage. They were able to package all our insurance, so any gaps in coverage.
Dad, that sounds like grown-up stuff. What does that all really mean?
It means I'm able to sleep at night, knowing our farm is protected.
Upmaster Insurance, 811 7th Street in Monette. 235-355.
Back at Monette, glad to have you along tonight here on the Talon Network for Big A Conference basketball. The Monette Cubs hosting the Cassville Wildcats, and we're still a few minutes away from tonight's opening tip. Monette Cubs and the Cassville Wildcats coming into tonight's game on different notes. Monette lost last Friday night in the Rose game, their annual homecoming matchup, and they were taking on East Newton, and the Cubs dropped that game to East Newton 67-54. They had also lost their previous game to Lamar, so Monette coming into tonight's game on a 2-game losing streak. The Cassville Wildcats broke a 5-game losing skid last Friday when they won at home over Seneca 51-45. So the Wildcats with a little bit of momentum coming into tonight's game after breaking that losing streak last week against the Indians. But again, this is the final game of the regular season. Then both teams are off until next Tuesday, March the 1st, when they will open up district play. Class 4 District 12 will be over at Carthage High School this year. Webb City's the 1 seed, McDonald County the 2 seed. They get first-round byes. There are only 6 teams in the Class 4 District 12 tournament. Cassville is the number 5 seed, and they will play Carthage Tuesday night, March the 1st at 6 o'clock, with the winner of that game to take on Webb City. And Monette, the 3 seed, will play Carl Junction next Tuesday night, March the 1st at 7:30. And the winner of that game will move on into the semifinals to go up against McDonald County. Semis will be March the 3rd at 7 and 8:30, and the championship of the boys bracket will be March the 5th at 7:30. That is on a Saturday night. So that's all coming up next week, but we got the final game of the regular season here tonight. Again, a great crowd on hand, big student sections for both Cassville and Monette. The the Monette Jazz Band is going to perform here tonight. We've got, I think, a couple of cheerleader routines that's going to happen, so a lot of festivities going on besides the basketball game here on the final night of the regular season for the Cubs and the Wildcats. Another break, and we'll be back with the starting lineups. You're listening to Big A Basketball here on the Talon Network.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Sports Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Berry County Health Department. Flu shots are now available at the Berry County Health in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Cassville office 417-847-2014 or the Monette office 413-354-8402 for more information. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri, locations in Cassville, Sligman, Willard, Shelby, and Golden to serve you. Visit them at freedombk.com, member CIC, equal housing lender. And Foods, proudly supporting area high school. Tyson Foods in Monette, making food and making a difference.
Fred has been providing complete factual knowledge of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of America by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively letters, complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of Cassville Democrat believes the people of Berry County need and deserve to know what's happening in their community. The Democrat, call 417-847-2610 to subscribe.
For 3 generations, nearly 40 years, the Bruner Pharmacy family has lived, worked, and supported the fine Monette community that they call. Bruner Pharmacy is a full-line pharmacy, marked Gold Crown Gift Center, where items and gift ideas are added continuously. Now you can log on to their new website at brunerpharmacy.com to place your prescription order and view their partial listing of prescription plans available. They offer free delivery to city limits, compounding services, Spanish-speaking staff, and accept all insurance plans, all with friendly service. Bruner Pharmacy, your local Hallmark Gold Crown gift store. The upgrades to meet your every pharmaceutical gift-giving need at 321 East Lake in Monette. Whether you're a seasoned weekend warrior or just need help with daily activities, the experts at Coxmo can help. As the exclusive sports providers for the Monette Cubs, Aurora Dogs, and Mount Vernon Mountaineers, our trainers are the team behind the team. We teach injury prevention, assess and treat athletes and provide nutrition counseling and training. For more information, 236-2480. Experts, friends, neighbors.
Back with you here at Monette. The Cubs and the Wildcats about ready to get underway here this evening in this Big 8 Conference matchup. We'll run over the starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Cassville. Again, they're coached by Barrett Millison. The Wildcats 8-16. They're 2-5 in the Big 8. And they will start Noah Hadlow, returning starter for the Wildcats. He's a 6'1 senior and averages 9 points a game. Also starting for the Wildcats, Ethan Hoppus. He's a 5'8 freshman. Alan Lambell, a 5'10 senior. Colin Pearman, the leading scorer, and he averages a double-double. Pearman, a 6'1 junior. He averages 12 points and 11 rebounds, coming off a double-double in the victory last week against Seneca when he had 20 points and 11 rebounds. And rounding out the starting five for the Wildcats, Kane Kellner, a 6'2 senior. For the Monette Cubs and Coach Jeremy Land, they are 16-8, 3-4 in the Big 8. They will start the seniors, or at least 5 of those seniors will start. They have 7 seniors on their roster. Jonah Pazik will start, a returning starter for the Cubs. He's a 6'2 senior. He averages 12 points and 6 rebounds a game. Also starting for Monette, Blake Moore, a 5'8 senior. He averages 2 points and 1 rebound and 1 assist. Dexter Bailey will start tonight, another senior, 6'1 senior. Averages 1 point and 2 rebounds a game. Cameron Witt, a returning starter. He's a 5'11 senior. Averages 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And rounding out the starting five, David Lee, a 5'9 senior. He averages 2 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist for the Cubs. So again for Monette, it's Pazik, Moore, Bailey, Witt, and Lee. For the Wildcats, Hadlow, Hoppus, Lambell, Pearman, and Kane Kellner. The other 2 seniors for the Cubs, Logan Coons and Kobe Besh. Of course, Kobe Besh is a transfer from Aurora. He averages 11 points a game. And the leading scorer for the Cubs, Logan Coons. And I got to give a tip of the hat to Logan tonight. He averages 19 points a game. He's a returning starter, a second-team all-conference performer from a year ago. But he gave up his start tonight as a senior to his teammate, David Lee. David Lee has never got to start a home game for the Cubs. Logan Coons has been starting since he's a sophomore, and the young man said he wanted his teammate, David Lee, who has never started a home game here in Monette, to take his starting spot tonight in the senior lineup. So shows you the kind of teammates that the Monette Cubs have put together, and this senior class, 7 seniors that were recognized earlier tonight. We are going to have the national anthem played, and then we will get on to the introduction of the starting lineups to the crowd here tonight and get ready for the opening tip. Back with more Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talon Network.
This is David from Monette Rental, and you're listening to Cub Sports on 95.9 KKL The Buzz. It seems with giant faceless holdings, he's taking control of most banking. It's a local bank that's truly the hometown for hometown people, with all the stability and strength of large holding companies, yet to understand your banking needs. Pot's always on at First State Bank. They want you to know you're always welcome at any of their local Purdy, Monette, Pierce City. First State Bank, the hometown for hometown people. Member FD. Hi, this is Larry Minning, President of First State Bank of Purdy. We invite you to come by and get First State Bank of Purdy.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talon Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Community National Bank, your home community bank, with 2 locations to serve Highway 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and in Aurora. Member FDIC. Bayou Restaurant, when your belly is raging for agent, head over to the Bayou on Highway 60 Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Services. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest Missouri area since 1983, helping their clients their long-term financial success. Call 412-235-7900. Find at bellandassociates.net. And your State Farm insurance agent in Mount is Phil Davidson. For life, auto, call Phil Davidson, State Farm Insurance at 466-7661. Jack Henry & Associates was founded in 1976 to provide the computers banks need to process financial transactions and data. Today, the company is a recognized industry leader offering a broad array of solutions for managing mission-critical business information, processing transactions, and automating processes. Today, the technology solutions provided by Jack Henry & Associates used by more than 8,700 financial service organizations of all asset sizes and diverse businesses outside the financial industry. Jack Henry & Associates, Highway 60 in Monette.
Number 10.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Monett. The starting line is being introduced to the crowd here that has gathered to watch this game between the Cubs and the Wildcats this evening. Cassville in their road black uniforms trimmed in white and gold. The Cubs in their home white uniforms trimmed in purple and gold. Well, we were talking about the Monett Youth Basketball program that was recognized between games here this evening. Well, with the coming of spring, that means Monett Youth Baseball and Softball is right around the corner. And Monett Youth Baseball and Softball will be taking 2016 registration coming up Tuesday, March the 1st, Thursday, March the 3rd, and Saturday, March the 5th at the Monett South Park Casino. Baseball is open to boys ages 7 to 15, girls softball ages 7 to 16, and T-ball ages 4 to 6 years old. Cost is $35 for the first child and $30 for each additional child in the same household. And you are asked to please bring a copy of your child's birth certificate for league record. Tuesday, March the 1st and Thursday, March the 3rd, sign-ups will be from 6 to 9 p.m. and Saturday, March the 5th from 9 a.m. to noon, all at the Monett South Park Casino. For more information about Monett Youth Baseball and Softball and their 2016 registration, you can go online and visit them by emailing mybsl@suddenlink.net. That's mybsl@suddenlink.net. Also, Monett Summer Legion baseball tryouts will be held Saturday, March the 5th, and that will be at Monett North Park, field number 6, beginning at 3 p.m. Monett Legion baseball is eligible or is open to eligible players in grades 8 through 12, and you need to contact head coach Michael Calhoun at mcalhoun@monetschools.org. That's mcalhoun@monetschools.org. Monett Summer Legion baseball tryouts Saturday, March the 5th at Monett North Park. We've got basketball to get completed, though, before we get on to spring baseball, and we should have a good one here tonight. Monett 16-8, 3-4 in the league. Cassville 8-16, 2-5 in the conference, and we are about ready to get this one underway. Coach Jeremy Land sending the Cubs out onto the floor. Coach Barrett Millicent has already got his Wildcats ready to go. Colin Perriman jumping center for Cassville. It'll be Jonah Pazik for the Cubs. Two-man officiating crew this evening. Monett going from my left to right, Cassville right to left as I look on here tonight. Glad to be with you on 95.9 The Buzz and also live video tonight at MonettWebTV.com. The opening tip is controlled by the Cubs. They bring it into the front court, and we are underway. David Lee off on the left wing to Cameron Witt. Witt lobs it back to Lee on the right wing, puts the ball on the floor, down to the right block, puts up a shot against defense, misses, and the rebound down to Perriman. Both of these teams with senior-laden lineups. Monett, 7 seniors. Cassville, 7 seniors. The Cubs with 4 juniors. Cassville with 2, so a lot of experience on both of these sidelines. Cassville with the ball, first time offensively here tonight. Colin Perriman gives it out top to Alan Lambell. Lambell puts it on the floor, gets a screen from Perriman, brings it around, goes between the circles to Hadlow. Hadlow back to Perriman. Perriman into the right elbow, now down the right side of the lane, off the glass and good. Colin Perriman gets the Wildcats out to an early 2-0 lead. Cubs quickly into the front court. Pazik pulls it up on the right side. Feeds the ball back up top to Cameron Witt. Witt with the left-handed dribble back out near the midcourt circle. 1 minute gone in the opening quarter. Cassville on top, 2-0. Cubs in the front court. Witt out of the right-hand corner. Brings it up to the free throw line. Bounces it low post to Pazik. Pull-up jumper from 10. Bounces over the rim, and the rebound on the opposite side fought for, and we got a foul against Monett. Foul against the Cubs is the first of the night against Monett, and it goes against Dexter Bailey. And now Monett going to put a little full court pressure against the Wildcats. Trying to get into a half-court trap, but the Wildcats able to pass out of that. Lambell off to Hoppus. Hoppus down the far side, I should say, to Hadlow. Goes around the defense. Floater with the right hand, up and in, count it, and he'll go to the line. Nice move and a shot by Hadlow. He got it to fall, and he'll look for the three-point play. Hadlow, his first 2 points of the night, steps to the line. The foul called against Jonah Pazik. His first personal, second team foul against the Cubs. First free throws attempted here in tonight's ball game. Hadlow's shot up and off the front iron. The rebound down to Pazik. Cubs average 56 points a game. Cassville averages 49, but the Wildcats out to a 4-0 lead. Blake Moore holds it up high from the right wing. Back up top to Bailey. Lob from Lee, now down inside to Pazik, and a pushing foul called against Cassville. And this one on the floor. Colin Perriman picking up his first personal and the first team foul against the Wildcats. Substitutions coming in now for the Cubs. Kobe Besh, 6'4 senior. Alex Turner, 6'3 junior. and Logan Coons, 5'8" senior, all into the game. And that's about 30 points worth of scoring per game just entered the ball game for the Cubs. Coons averages 19, Besh averages 11, and Turner averages 7. And the Cubs also got a lot bigger with 6'4", 6'4" coming into the lineup. Logan Coons off on the left wing to Cameron Witt, back up top to Besh. He's a threat from inside and outside, and he tries a three right there, and it comes off the front iron. Rebound goes out of play off of Turner. So it'll be Cassville basketball. The Wildcats lead it 4-0 with 5:55 left to go here in the first period. Big A Conference basketball here tonight from Monette. Cubs back in the pressure defense again. The Wildcats trying to break it. Hoppus gets through the traffic, has a 3-on-1, and the layup attempt by Pearman is blocked by Besh, and a foul called against Kobe Besh. Kobe Besh can't believe it, and neither can Coach Land. He is thinking, where did the foul come from? It looked like Besh got all ball, but the official saying Besh got him with the body. That's the third team foul against the Cubs, and it'll put Pearman at the free throw line. Free throw up and comes up short. So Cassville now 0 for 2 from the line here in the early going. They've got a 4-0 lead with 5:47 left to play here in quarter number 1. Pearman hacked in the act, will get another chance, and this one up and in. So Colin Pearman now with 3 points, and the Wildcats extend their lead to 5-0. Cameron Witt racing into the front court, pulls up in the midcourt circle, gets the Monette offense set. Cassville in a half-court man-to-man. Monette working the ball down on the left block to Kobe Besh. Turnaround jumper up and in. Besh breaks the 5-0 run to start the game for the Wildcats, and the Cubs do within 3. Nice spin move from the low post for Besh. Lambell at the other end for the Wildcats. Between the rings goes to Pearman. Pearman into the right elbow. Backs it in against Besh. Goes out beyond the three-point line to Hadlow. Hadlow into the top of the key. Pull-up jumper off the window. No good. Rebound pinballs around the lane, and the rebound down to Pasick. Pasick in transition, racing into the Monette front court. Looks for help. Finds Cameron Witt at the free throw line. Witt down the left side of the lane. Left-handed layup is good. After Cassville had scored 5 straight, the Cubs have now scored 4 unanswered, and it's 5-4 Wildcats with 4:50 left to play here in the first quarter. Lambell gives the ball off to Hadlow. Hadlow walks it across the timeline. Ethan Hoppus now on the left wing. Hoppus back to Hadlow. Thought about a three. Instead, penetrates inside the arc, gets a double team, puts up a jumper in traffic, and knocks it down. Noah Hadlow with 4 points. And the Wildcats back up by 3, 7-4. 4.5 left to go in quarter number 1. Logan Coons on the right wing. Lobs a pass with the left hand, back up top to Cameron Witt. Witt looks for help. Will drive to the right wing. Hoppus goes with him. Bounce pass back out top to Logan Coons. Gets a screen from Besh. Cassville does a nice job on the switch, and then Logan Coons on the dribble drive and a whistle and a foul. Foul called against Alan Lambell, his first personal. Second team foul against the Wildcats. Foul on the floor, so the Cubs inbound from the baseline. Pasick bounces it into the corner to Besh. Back to Pasick down low. Witt to Besh. Cubs with nice snappy ball movement over there in the corner, and now an off-balance three from Logan Coons, and he buries it. Didn't really look like he was set to get a shot away, but next thing you know, the ball's in the air, and it finds the bottom of the net. Logan Coons with his 55th made three-pointer of the year. He shoots 42% from beyond the arc, and he has tied this game at 7 apiece. Alan Lambell pulls up at the left elbow, passes across on the right wing to Hoppus. He'll try a three. It slides off the left side of the iron, and the rebound tipped out of the lane and run down by Coons. Monette with a 3-on-3 the other way. Pasick on the other opposite side of the lane. Tries a spin move and loses the handle, and that is turnover number 1 against the Cubs. Monette looking for their first lead of the night, but instead the possession results in a turnover. Cubs averaging about 11.5 turnovers a game, which isn't horrible, but coaches always like to get those turnovers into single digits. A steal by Cameron Witt. He goes to Pasick, and the layup up and in. Jonah Pasick gives the Cubs a 9-7 lead off the Cassville turnover. First turnover of the night against the Wildcats. Pressure being picked up by Monette. Kellner passes on to the opposite side of the lane to Pearman. Pearman being harassed by Besh, and the defense is there, and the shot no good. Rebound controlled by the Cubs. At the other end, Cameron Witt throws it right into the hands of Hadlow, and Hadlow takes it the length of the floor, misses the layup, and the rebound down to Logan Coons. Noah Hadlow misses a wide-open layup. Kobe Besh was the trailer, but he was going to let him go and not pick up a foul, as he already has one here in the early going. And we've got a foul at the other end called against Cassville. Kane Kellner picking up his first, and the team foul's now even at 3 apiece. That'll put Logan Coons at the line, a 78% free throw shooter. First one up and in. He's got 4 points. First free throws attempted by the Cubs here tonight. Monette shoots 65% from the line as a team. Hadlow will take a seat. Trey Dalton, the 6-foot sophomore, comes into the game for the Wildcats. Ethan Hoppus also gets a breather as Coons makes the second free throw. He's got 5 points. And Tyler Speakman, a 6'1 senior, checks into the Wildcat lineup. Pressure in the backcourt again. Monette on top, 11-7. 2:25 left to go before the end of the first quarter. Perriman on the left side of the lane, misses the left-handed layup, rebound down to Turner. The Cubs controlling the glass as they have out-rebounded the Wildcats 6-1. Coons for 3. This one rims out, and the rebound down to Kellner. Kane Kellner on the outlet goes to Alan Lambell. He'll bring it across the midcourt stripe with 2 minutes left to go here in the first. At 11-7, Cubs with the lead. They've outscored Cassville 11-2 since that early 5-0 lead for the Wildcats. Missed jumper by Trey Dalton and another rebound for the Cubs. Racing down the far side is Jonah Pazik. Goes to Besh. Back to Pazik. Spots up from 3. He doesn't shoot many, and he misses that one. And the rebound on the weak side down to Lambell. Pazik only 3 of 17. Now make it 3 of 18 from beyond the arc. And a defensive board for the Wildcats. They trail by 4. Monette up with a 4-point advantage as we're down to 90 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Dalton in front of the Monette bench. Back between the rings to Lambell. Lambell off on the left side to Speakman. Speakman back up top to Lambell. Monette in a zone defense, it looks like right now. Or are they shifting into a man-to-man? They're just kind of sagging back inside the arc. They're going to let Cassville try a couple of threes and see what happens as the defense not coming all the way out beyond the three-point line right now. They're packing it back in the lane. Pass underneath. A nice backdoor cut by Lambell. He misses the first. It was partially blocked. He gets it back and then draws the foul. Great pass from Trey Dalton. Backdoor cutter to Alan Lambell, and he will step to the free throw line. Foul called against Kobe Besh, and that's his second. So he becomes the first Cub player to get into a bit of foul trouble here early on. And Lambell at the line. The Wildcats 1 for 3 so far from the free throw line. And Lambell's shot is up and in. Alan Lambell now with his first point of the night.
Checking into the game for the Cassville Wildcats, number 1, Noah Hadlow. And for the Monette Cubs, number 13, Dexter Bailey, number 20, David Lee.
David Lee checks back into the game for Monette. Dexter Bailey also coming back into the Cub lineup. Besh and Pazik will get a breather with 1:05 left to go here in the first. 11-8, Cubs up by 3. Lambell will try to change that, and he can't, but the rebound controlled by Kellner. The free throw was no good. They go to Dalton. He'll launch one from 3. Bangs off the front iron. Rebound fought for in the lane. Lambell comes up with it, powers it back up and in. Alan Lambell with 3 points on the night, and the Wildcats back to within 1. The Cubs on top, 11-10, and we're down to 45 seconds left to go in the first. Cameron Witt being harassed by Speakman, and Speakman got a little too aggressive with the defense and picks up the personal. First personal foul against Tyler Speakman, and the 4th team foul against the Wildcats. Team fouls even at 4 apiece. David Lee to work the ball back in play from the sideline. 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. Cameron Witt receives it in the backcourt, now across the midcourt stripe. Pulls up left wing, goes free throw line to Turner. Turner trying to find some room against Kellner. And the shot is up and in. Good ball movement by Alex Turner with a little head and shoulder fake, and then down the right side of the lane. Shielded away the defender with his body and got the layup to go. Alex Turner with his first 2 points of the night. And Kane Kellner picks up his second personal foul. So each team with a player with 2 personals here in the first quarter. Turner, only a 40% free throw shooter, misses off the back iron, and the rebound goes out of play. Last touched, well, actually nobody touched it, looks like. It'll be Wildcat basketball. There was a couple of tight ends going head-to-head there. Turner, the tight end for the Cubs during football season. Kellner plays some tight end for the Wildcats. Also a couple of defensive ends and two big men there banging down the lane. And Turner got the bucket but couldn't complete the three-point swing. Monette up by 3, 13-10. And we're down to 20 seconds now left in the first quarter. Ethan Hoppus hands the ball off to Dalton. Dalton crossover move, top of the key, goes to Hoppus. Three-pointer, left wing. This one bounces off the iron, up off the back support, and that will give the ball back to the Cubs. Took a high bounce and hit the support brace for the backboard. So it'll be Cubs basketball with 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Logan Coons trying to get away from Ethan Hoppus. Clock down to 5 seconds. Coons for 3, left wing, hits the front iron, rebound down to Bailey. He forces one up at the buzzer, and it will not go. And after 8 minutes of play, it's Monette 13, Cassville 10. We'll take a break and be back with quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Basketball here on the Talon Network.
More than 12 million children in the U.S. are at risk of every day. At Tyson Foods, team members across the country fight against hunger and raise money for hunger relief. 58 million pounds of protein fight hunger, but it doesn't begin to address the out there. Please join us by becoming and hunger relief in our own community. And together, we can feed those in need. Tyson Foods is a proud sponsor of Monette Athletics.
Security Bank of Southwest, with locations in Cassville, Exeter, is a true community bank. Reinvent community, helping businesses, families, and organizations grow and prosper. Any bank cash checks and make loans. At Security Bank, they take pride in offering great to meet the community's needs, whether by home or farm, expanding a business, or paying emergency expenses. Security Bank is here to help. Your locally owned Security Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We head to the second quarter. The Monette Cubs leading over the Cassville Wildcats 13-10, and it will be Cassville basketball to start quarter number 2. Folks watching on MonetteWebTV.com got to see some of the youth cheerleaders here tonight, along with the varsity cheerleaders. They are being represented. A lot of youth programs being recognized here this evening. Final regular season home game for the Cubs. Next week it's on the district play. Wildcats work the ball inside, now back outside to Lambell. Floater from the left side of the lane, can't buy it. Rebound down to Pearman. And then they're tied up. Pearman and Blake Moore go hard to the floor. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called against somebody. And it looks like it's going to be against Blake Moore. For Moore, that's his first and the 15th foul. Neither team in the bonus as of yet. Noah Hadlow to trigger it back inbound for the baseline. Goes up top to Hoppus. Jump stop down the lane. Shot up and in. Ethan Hoppus, a freshman, but he didn't look like one there, going confidently down the lane through the traffic and gets the layup to fall. He's got 2 points. Cassville back to within 1, 13-12. Cubs with the lead in possession. Blake Moore on the right wing, trying to get a screen from Turner. Gives it off now to Coons. Coons into the paint, and a foul called against the Wildcats. Foul on the drive by Logan Coons, and it's against Alan Lambell. That'll be the second against Lambell. So fouls starting to add up here midway through the first half. Trey Dalton's going to come in to replace Alan Lambell as he will take a seat. Kobe Besh on the Monette bench with 2 personals. Lambell and Kellner each with 2 apiece for the Wildcats. And they are both sitting on the Cassville bench at this time. 7:15 left to go in the first half. Monette leading 13-12. Cubs with possession. Cameron Witt, left wing, between the circles now to Coons. Back to Witt. Witt out beyond the arc. Shadowed by Trey Dalton. Down in the corner to Turner. Up top to Blake Moore. Moore, floater in the lane with the left hand, and the shot is good. Blake Moore with his first 2 points of the night, and the Cubs back up by 3. Cassville's largest lead has been 5. Monette's largest lead has been 4. Trey Dalton around the perimeter goes to Hoppus and then through the hands of Hadlow. I'm not sure whether Hadlow was expecting that pass to go where it went. There was a little miscommunication there between Hadlow and Hoppus, and that is turnover number 2 against the Wildcats. So the Cubs with a chance to add to their 3-point advantage with 6:42 left to go here in the first half. Logan Coons will bring it up the floor this time. Met at the midcourt stripe by Hoppus. Left side of the key to Cameron Witt. Lobs inside to Pazik. Pazik backs down the lane. Shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Follow attempt will not fall, but he is fouled. Jonah Pazik stepping to the line, and a foul against the Wildcats will be their 6th team foul, and the first against Noah Hadlow. Pazik, 2 points so far in the game. He averages 12, and he's a 63% free throw shooter. He also averages 6 rebounds a contest. Got a big one there. Misses the first free throw, though, and the Cubs now 2 of 4 from the line. Fouled in the act of shooting, though. He'll get another chance. Pazik's second attempt is up and in. He has 3 points, and the Cubs lead goes to 4. It's 16-12, Monette. 6.5 left to go before halftime. Hoppus brings the dribble to the left wing. Back center of the floor to Hadlow. Hadlow into the right elbow. Out on the side to Trey Dalton. Back middle of the floor again to Hoppus. Cassville running a little weave back and forth around the right side. Now Hoppus pulls the trigger from the left side of the key. The 3-ball rattles in and out. The rebound down to Pazik. Jonah Pazik looks for the outlet. Finds Logan Coons. Flying down the far side of the floor. Coons layup off the window. No good. But there's Turner with the offensive rebound and putback. And Alex Turner with 4 points. 18-12. The Cubs to their new high water mark here in the first half as they lead by 6. Hoppus hands the ball off to Hadlow. Another little weave across the top of the key. Dalton now cuts it back. Goes down the lane. Shot up over the top of Pazik. Misses the mark. Rebound down to Perriman. And then the ball deflected out of play. Last touched by the Wildcats. Goes off of one of Cassville's players' feet. I believe it last touched Dalton underneath along the baseline. And it will be Monette basketball. The Cubs with a 6-point advantage. 5:40 now left to play before intermission. Blake Moore feeds the ball left wing to Cameron Witt. Witt looks in low for Alex Turner. Goes back up top to Pazik. Pazik tries to set a screen from Coons. Coons goes behind the back and the layup good. Logan Coons faked the move around the screen, went behind the back and took it the other way with the right hand and got the driving layup to fall. He's got 7 points, and Cassville calls the timeout for the Wildcats, so we will keep it right here. 20-12. Monette with the lead. Again, the Cubs have won the previous 2 games tonight. They won the JV game. They also won the freshman game. In that freshman game, Monette freshman 45-20 over Cassville, and they finished the season with a record of 13-8. Very successful season for the freshman Cubs. And a 5-2 mark in Big 8 play. Cubs trying to get back to the 500 mark in Big 8 play with a victory tonight. Cassville looking for their 3rd Big 8 win. They just got their 2nd last week against Seneca. The Big 8 has been tough, especially if you play on the road with the likes of McDonald County, Lamar, East Newton, and Mount Vernon. Both have had streaks of really good play this year. And, of course, you got the very tall, long, and athletic Aurora Hound Dogs as well. Aurora and McDonald County playing each other tonight down in Anderson, and that might be for the Big 8 championship, depending on what Lamar does. A steal by the Wildcats after the Cubs had got the ball away, and Colin Perriman lays it up and in. He's got 5 points on back-to-back turnovers, and Cassville back to within 6. It's 20-14. Cubs with the lead. Still not halfway through the second quarter. Pazik, leaner down the lane, and a foul against the Wildcats. The foul against Noah Hadlow is his 2nd, and the 8th team foul against the Wildcats. So the foul's really starting to total up now for Cassville here in the second quarter. Pazik back in the line. He was 1 for 2 his last trip. 63% free throw shooter, and the first one up and in. He's got 4 points. Cubs now 4 of 6 from the line. Again, Monette, a 65% shooting team from the free throw line. And the Monette lead goes to 7. Kane Kellner comes back into the lane, or back into the game, I should say. He'll replace Hadlow. And Pazik made the first. 2nd, good. 5 points for Jonah Pazik. And it's 22-14. Cubs with an 8-point lead. 4:44 left to go before halftime. Perriman with the ball way out beyond the arc, drives into the free throw line. Now picks it up, looks for help, gives it off to Dalton, into the corner to Speakman. He'll launch one from 20. It circles around the iron. Perriman and Bailey fight for it. Perriman comes up with it, and he misses the putback, but he is fouled. Colin Perriman averages 11 rebounds a game. He is a rebounding machine. And the foul called against Dexter Bailey. That's his 2nd. And the 16th foul against the Cubs. Pearman only about 6'2", but he is a rebounder in force. Averages a double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds. Misses the first free throw, though. Foul in the act of shooting will get another opportunity. Cassville now 2 of 6 from the line. And the next one by Pearman goes halfway down and circles back out. Tough shooting luck there by Pearman. That ball looked like gravity was going to pull it through the twine, but centrifugal force popped it back over the iron, and the Cubs come away with a rebound. Monette out rebounding Cassville 11-7. 22-14, Cubs with the lead in the basketball. Pazik flips the pass off to Cameron Witt. Quickly picked up by Tyler Speakman. David Lee at the free throw line. Spins it down the lane. Shot no good, but another foul against the Wildcats. Monette really using their quickness as an advantage right now, and they're drawing foul after foul against Cassville. That's the 9th team foul against the Wildcats, and it will put Lee at the line. Foul against Trey Dalton, his first. David Lee, a 69% free throw shooter. Looking for his first point of the night here on senior night. One of the seniors for the Cubs, and he gets it to fall. It went iron glass net. Alex Turner comes back into the Monette lineup. He'll replace Bailey. Next one by Lee is no good, and the rebound down to Pazik. Jonah Pazik's already got a handful of boards here in the first half. He'll kick it back out front to Cameron Witt, and the Cubs will reset. Now we got a foul away from the ball, and we're going to have an illegal screen called against the Cubs, and that's going to go against Alex Turner. Turner trying to create some opening for Logan Coons, and Alex Turner called for an illegal screen, his first personal, and the 7th team foul against the Cubs. No free throws, though, on the player control foul. The offensive will not allow Wildcats to go to the line, even though they are now in the bonus. So Cassville brings it across the front court, or into the front court, gives it off to Speakman. Speakman driving hard into the paint, and he is fouled. Both teams really liking to put the ball on the hardwood and drive into the lane, and they are getting whistle after whistle after whistle. We've already combined for 16 free throw attempts here in the first quarter and a half. And Tyler Speakman at the line after the foul by David Lee, his first. 8th team foul against the Cubs. Speakman on the night, still looking for his first point of the game, and he gets it as the free throw rattles home. Cassville now 3 of 8 from the free throw line. Speakman's next free throw is good. Nothing but net this time. He's got 2 points. And it's 23-16. The Wildcats back to within 7. 3.5 minutes left to go before halftime. Cubs on the perimeter. Between the rings to David Lee. Free throw line to Pazik, and Kane Kellner trying to reach through and knock that ball away. Hit Pazik in the side of the head. Little inverted poke in the eye there, but Pazik will be at the line. The foul against Kellner is his 3rd, and that's more costly than what these 2 free throws, or actually this 1-and-1 might prove to be for the Wildcats, because Kellner out of the game with his 3rd personal. They get a little bit smaller. Pazik's free throw, meanwhile, is up and in. Pazik now with 6 points on the night. 4 of those 6 coming from the stripe. Kellner steps out. And I'll get his substitute here in just a moment after this free throw by Pazik, and it's good. So 7 points for Jonah Pazik. 25-16, the Cubs lead is to 9. Alex Vanderpool, 6'1" senior, into the game to replace Kellner for the Wildcats. Colin Pearman out on the right wing to Trey Dalton. Top of the circle to Speakman. Speakman driving down the lane against David Lee. The shot comes up short, and a foul on the rebound called against Speakman, I believe. So they'll make the trip to the other end. And it is against Tyler Speakman. That's his 2nd personal. That's 11 team fouls against the Wildcats here in the first half. And Monette into the double bonus. David Lee, 1 for 2 his last trip to the line. Will be back at the stripe. And the free throw, too strong, no good. Monette now 8 of 12. from the free throw line here in the first half. David Lee with 1 point in the ball game. He averages 2 points. One of the seniors for the Cubs playing in their final home game of the regular season. And Lee takes his time. Second shot up and no good. Rolls off the left side. Pazik with an offensive putback attempt. Can't buy it. And the rebound down to Speakman and a holding foul called against the Cubs. So guess what? We get to walk to the other end of the floor. Only a couple of seconds tick off the clock. And we're going to have some more free throws. It may take a while to get to halftime at this rate. We've still got 3 minutes left to play here before the half. The foul against David Lee was his second. And Tyler Speakman steps back to the line. Speakman, shot up, is no good. Rattles out, and the rebound down to Turner. Alex Turner going up over the top of the Cassville defense, ripping that rebound away. Logan Coons at the other end, weaves his way through traffic, misses off the glass, rebound down to Turner, and he is fouled. Well, we've got to play a whole 12 seconds. And the clock is stopped once again for free throws. A physical game would be an understatement so far here in the first half. Turner, a 40% free throw shooter, shot up and in. Alex Turner now with 5 points. .6'4" junior steps back to the line, launches another one. This one too strong, and the rebound yanked away by Pearman. Pearman will bring it into the front court himself, goes right by the defense of Cameron Witt, now stopped by David Lee. Witt jumps in for a double team. Pearman still keeps the dribble alive, circles around the lane, feeds it up top to Speakman. Speakman hands it off to Hoppus, and the Wildcats reset. Hoppus off on the right wing now to Dalton. Dalton, a couple of dribbles, gives it back to Hoppus. Hoppus penetrates down to the baseline, and a blocking foul called against Cameron Witt. And that is his first personal. And guess what? We're going to have some more free throws. That'll be the 10th team foul against the Cubs, and double bonus for both teams now for the final 2.5 minutes of the half. Hoppus goes to the line. Ethan Hoppus with 2 points on the night. Free throw up is good. So the freshman with his third point of the game, and Cassville now 5 of 11 from the line here in the first half. 26-17, Monette with the lead. And Hoppus trying to cut into that lead with this second free throw attempt. Bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and hits the bottom of the net. 4 points for Hoppus. 26-18 now, Monette on top, as they've got an 8-point advantage with 2:25 left to go before halftime. David Lee out front to Pazik, lobs in low to Turner. Turnaround jumper, no good off the window. The rebound down to Dalton. Trey Dalton brings it up the floor, goes ahead to Speakman. Speakman back to Dalton. Monette now coming out beyond the three-point line with the 2-3 half-court defense. Trey Dalton, floater from the left side, no good, but a foul against the Cubs. Again, another dribble drive as both teams continually taking the ball hard to the rack and drawing personal fouls against their opponent. This one against David Lee, and that's his third, and he becomes the first player for the Cubs to have 3. Kane Kellner on the Cassville bench with 3. Dalton at the line, free throw, no good. Blake Moore checks back in for Monette. He'll replace David Lee, who will set down with those 3 personals. Cassville started out pretty good from the free throw line, but they've been struggling here as of late. They're only 6 of 13, awaiting the next attempt by Trey Dalton. Dalton still looking for his first point of the night, and there it is as he knocks down the second free throw. 26-19, Monette's lead has been trimmed to 7. And we're under 2 minutes to go before the break. Blake Moore, right wing to Pazik. Cutter comes through. It's Logan Coons. Right-handed layup up and in. Logan Coons with 9 points. He leads the Cubs in scoring. And the Cubs back up by 9, 28-19. 90 seconds left to go before half. Pazik with a tipped pass. He makes the steal. Layup misses. And the rebound down to Dalton. Cassville turnover does not hurt him. Costs him a little time, but no points. And now another turnover, this time in the Cassville front court. Here comes Logan Coons, and the ball poked free from behind by Tyler Speakman, and it will remain with Monette. Good hustle by both teams on that play. Coons with the steal, and then Speakman hustling with the defense, and Blake Moore to get it back inbound from the baseline. Right-hand corner to Pazik. Entry pass goes on the right block to Turner. Turnaround bank shot up and in. Alex Turner with 7, and the Cubs lead 30-19. The Monette lead back to double digits. They've had a double-digit lead a couple of times here in the first half, and now it's gone to 11 with 1 minute left to go before halftime. Trey Dalton into the corner to Speakman. Back up top to Hoppus. Hoppus drives to the free throw line and is called for a travel. Drug the pivot foot, and that is turnover number 6 against the Wildcats. 55 seconds left to go before halftime. Cubs with possession of the basketball. Blake Moore way out beyond the three-point line. And now we've got a timeout called by Monette. Or is it Cassville? Looks like he's looking at Cassville. Nope, he points to Monette. 30-second timeout charge to the Cubs. Let's go fourth break. Monette leading 30-19. Coach Land hoping to get at least 2 more points before the half closes and increase that lead going into the locker room at halftime. Each team gathered around their head coach, Barrett Millison for Cassville and Jeremy Land for Monette. Each team has used a 30-second timeout here tonight. Both teams still have 3 full timeouts and a 30-second timeout remaining. Out of the huddles they come and back out onto the floor. It'll be Cubs basketball at their own end. Cameron Witt inbounds from the scorer's table, and it looks like the Cubs are going to maybe hold for the last shot. They're kind of patiently walking around, and now Blake Moore steps into the midcourt circle and stops. Trey Dalton comes out to harass him a little bit. Doesn't want to let him get too comfortable out there. But the Cubs definitely looking for some type of play here to close out the half and try to get some points before that halftime buzzer sounds. Witt, Pazik, and Moore passing the ball around, and now with 15 seconds left to go before halftime, the Cubs start to put the offense into motion. Ball knocked out of the lane by Perriman, run down by Moore. Clock down to 10 seconds. Moore off on the left wing to Witt. Pazik at the free throw line. Clock down to 7. They hand it off to Logan Coons. Drives the baseline, draws a foul, and the shot will not go, but he'll step to the line. The clock stops with 4 seconds remaining here in the half. Well, we had to have one more foul before we got to halftime. We've had our share of them here in the first half, and that was against Tyler Speakman, and now he's got 3. So 2 Wildcat players with 3 personals here in the first half. Meanwhile, Logan Coons is 78% free throw shooter, knocks down the first free throw, and the Cubs lead at 31-19. Next one by Coons is also good. He's in double digits, the first player in double digits with 11. And it's 32-19. Inbound pass comes to Perriman, takes it to the midcourt stripe, launches the shot from there, and it comes up short. We have reached halftime. Monette heads to the locker room with a 32-19 lead over the Cassville Wildcats. We will take a break and be back with the halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we are for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 8 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like metal signs. Have you ever hit a deer? We're for you too. We're for getting stuck on a 2-lane highway. Missouri driver, we have an auto policy. Hi, I'm Chad Young, Missouri Farm Bureau. If you're in Berry or Lawrence County, I've got you.
Who that Monette? That southern seafood like catfish, shrimp, oysters?
I don't know. Who that?
Who that Monette? The one with full-boys and muffaladas. Who that Monette? Hand-touch, half-pound burgers. Cook the order. Who that? Hey, this is Darren at the box show in Monette. Come see why the box all the favorites that you like, including pasta, kids menu soup. We also have a fully sports bar and a private banquet room, party room for your availability. So come to you in Monette at 864 Highway or call 235-700. Hey, and while I got your attention, the Bayou in Monette is also a proud sponsor show on KKBL Radio 9.9 FM every Saturday night. Metal Madness. It's got a lot of hard and good timeless metal. We think you'll enjoy. It comes on every Saturday night at midnight. 95.9 KKBL. Encore show for you people who can't stay up anymore. It comes on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. So listen to Midnight Metal Madness by the Bayou Restaurant on
95 KKDF.
Hey, country guys and gals, happy to tell you all about the all Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Castle. All new owners, managers, and a way of doing business. We keep it country simple, and just like I tell the youngins, do the right thing every day and every time. The all-new Country Dodge has the car everybody wants. Used cars start at just $2,900 and up to $12,000 off on Ram trucks. And boy, howdy do no trucks. We know trucks better than the old parts telling fish stories. We're having fun now. Hitch up your wagon and get to the all-new Chrysler Jeep and Ram at the junction Highway 37 and 76 in Castle. Or we're always open online at countrydodge.com. Remember, you won't be happy until you buy happy at the all-new Country Dodge. It's your country.
Community National Bank now has Bill Pay Plus. Bill Pay Plus is an easy and secure way to manage your payments and simplify your life. You can use it anytime and from a computer with internet access. It allows you to track and manage all your payments. No more check or stamps to buy. And with convenient e-notifications, you'll never worry about late payment or penalties again. Watch the demo at banking.com today and learn about all the great features of Bill Pay Plus. Community National Bank, 901 East Highway 60 and 444 South Winker in Aurora. For FDIC.
You ever wonder what dogs do when cars go by? Well, use Shelter Insurance's special decoder app and listen in. One classic pickup, how illegal to 56. Oh, stop the name. Oh, Sparky, check out the German. Oh, please. Car hybrid at Shelter Insurance. Insuring all your favorite rides since 1956.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Randall Click. Sammy Clapper back with you here at halftime. Tony Ramsey running the camera for us tonight on MonetWebTV.com. For those folks that are watching our live streaming video tonight, you're enjoying a dance routine from the Monette Pizzazz Palms. They also had the Monette Youth Cheerleaders do a routine here at halftime as well, as lots of activities going on here on the final night of the regular season at Monette High School. Senior night, recognition of the Monette Youth Basketball Program, Monette Youth Cheerleaders, and now the Pizzazz Palms dance routine all going on here this evening. Halftime score, Monette leading over Cassville 32-19. The Cubs led by 3 at the end of the first quarter, 13-10. They outscored Cassville 19-9 in the second quarter, and they own a 13-point lead here at the break, 32-19. Cassville scored the first 5 points of the night. Then Monette would go on an 11-2 run to go in front, and the Cubs have never trailed as they lead at 32-19 here at the break. Not going to try to compete with the music right now from the Pizzazz Palms dance routine, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break. Let you hear from our sponsors and be back with the first half scoring summary right after this here on the Talent Network.
All things Monette Cubs, before, during, and after. 95-9 the Bucks.
Everyone has a story. Daughter Nora was born at 22 weeks, 6 days gestation.
I reached the point where I was actually looking forward. My pain was gone immediately.
Cox tells me feel blessed to be part of many stories.
Cocktail saved my life.
It was the best day of my life. Don't miss this month's feature and learn about the risk for heart disease. I really did not think that he was having a heart attack. Story and more at coxhealth.com.
It is all the time.
In the Monette Times.
Serving Monette and the surrounding areas for 90 years, the Monette Times features in-depth news and information about your friends and neighbors on a daily basis. Also on the internet at www.monette-times.com. Monette Times helps you reach over 13,000 households through the Monette Times and the Monette Midweek.
The law office of J. Michael Ring has a wide variety of legal services, including personal injury, domestic, and tickets. If you've been injured in a wheel accident or have issues with personal injury matter, call the law office of J. Michael Ring. Going through divorce is not easy. You need an attorney who will work hard to protect your interests and ensure a fair and equitable solution. If you have child custody or visitation issues, call
Rain in order to enforce or obtain your visitation rights. Have you received a traffic citation? Office of J. Michael Rain will provide you efficient and professional service. Call the law office of J. Michael Rain in Cassville at 417-847-1339, 847-1339 for any and your legal matters. The choice here is an important decision and should not be solely upon advertising.
Back with you here at Monad High School. We are at halftime. The Monad Cubs leading over the Cassville Wildcats 32-19. 7th and 8th grade basketball teams being recognized now to the crowd on Monad Web TV and to everyone in attendance here tonight at Monad. Looking at the scoring summary from the first half, first of all, for the Cassville Wildcats, a balanced attack led by Colin Pearman. He's got 5 points. Also scoring for the Wildcats, Noah Hadlow with 4, Ethan Hoppus with 4, Alan Lambell with 3, Trey Dalton had 1, Tyler Speakman with 2. For the Cassville Wildcats, again, looking at their foul situation, they've got 2 players with 3 personal fouls. That's Tyler Speakman and Kane Kellner, and then Alan Lambell and Noah Hadlow each with 2. For the Monad Cubs, they were led by Logan Coons. He hit a 3 and has 11 points here at the break. Jonah Pazik with 7, Alex Turner with 7, Kobe Besh with 2, David Lee with 1, Cameron Witt with 2, and Blake Moore with 2. Looking at the foul situation for the Cubs, Kobe Besh has 2 personals, Dexter Bailey with 2, and David Lee with 3 here at the break. The Cubs went 11 of 17 from the free throw line in the first half, and they turned it over only 3 times. Cassville 7 of 14 from the free throw line. They committed 6 first half turnovers, and the Cubs are out rebounding the Wildcats 15-11 here at the break. Both teams back out of the locker room going through their warm-ups as we get set to start the second half. We're going to take one more break and be back with the third quarter. Monad over Cassville 32-19 here at halftime, and you're listening to Big A Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
Do you have a big outdoor project that you think you can't do yourself? Project you don't have the right tools or equipment for? Well, before you hire a to do the job, check with Monad Rental and Sales. They've got hundreds of tools for rent, the knowledgeable staff ready to ask questions and show you how to safely operate every tool you rent. And from Monad Rental and Sales, you get your projects done affordably and whether it's a paver saw, cut that new patio brick, a skid loader to help you move heavy loads, or a gun and post auger to help build that deck you've been dreaming of. Renting helps you do a professional job with the pro prices. Visit Monad Rental and Sales, 3 miles east net on Business 60, or 236-0308. And remember, when it comes to your next deck, renting's the smart way to get things done.
The Monad Cubs Athletic Booster Club would like to invite you to become part of this season's Pride Catch the Spirit membership drive. Athletic programs serve as the window to the school and community. Becoming part of the Monad Athletic Booster Club will help the athletic programs and support efforts to keep Monad growing. They support all high school athletic programs, either monetarily or with volunteer support, and help promote team spirit. Your help, financial, or volunteering time is greatly appreciated. For more information about joining the Cubs Athletic Booster Club, contact the Booster Club member. And don't forget to follow them on Facebook for the latest on upcoming events.
Freedom Bank, Freedom Bank,
Stability, service, and experience to meet every aspect of your banking at Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri. It's loans to home improvement loans, from auto to agricultural loans. Freedom Bank is committed and focused to serve you and the cities in which we're located. Freedom Bank, your progressive bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop is Automotive at Highways 39 and 60 in Missouri. They've got what you're looking for and a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel you seek, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more room, see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierras, and Colorados. What about SUVs? You're covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, and Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, it's Buick and Cadillac. And if you want to rev up a bit, see the Camaros or Corvettes. They are located in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 3060, or visit them online at maysdib.com.
Back in Monette, 32-19. Monette leading over the Wildcats as we get set to start the second half here on 95.9 The Buzz and MonetteWebTV.com. The Cubs come up empty their first trip to the offensive end, and now Cassville with a chance. Colin Perriman misses a layup, and the rebound controlled by Alex Turner, but then a traveling violation called against the Cubs will give the ball back to the Wildcats. Logan Coons leading the way for Monette here at the break, 11 points for him, and the leading scorer for Cassville, Colin Perriman, with 5 as we start period number 3. 32-19, Monette on top, and Cassville with possession of the basketball. Alan Lambell, Ethan Hoppus, Colin Perriman, Kane Kellner, and Noah Hadlow on the floor for the Wildcats to start the second half. And it's Cameron Witt, Logan Coons, Alex Turner, Kobe Besh, and Jonah Pasick for the Monette Cubs. Pasick works the ball down the far sideline, feeds it up top to Cameron Witt. Cameron Witt back to Logan Coons. Coons pull-up jumper at the free throw line, and he hits. Logan Coons now with 13. And Monette extends their lead, 34-19, with 6.5 left to go here in the third quarter. Cassville moving the ball down the near side. Noah Hadlow on the right wing, crosses it over against Cameron Witt. Down into the corner, now back up to Colin Perriman. Perriman now called for a travel as he drags the pivot foot, and that is turnover number 7. Cubs will get it back with a 34-19 lead, 6:20 left to go here in quarter number 3. Cameron Witt will be bringing the ball up the floor for the Cubs. Monette scoring the first 2 points of the second half, and they look to add to that, handing the ball off to Jonah Pasick. Left side of the key, they go to Cameron Witt. Pasick runs a little backdoor cut, not open. Goes up top to Kobe Besh. Now to Pasick on the right wing. Entry pass down low to Turner, and a pushing foul called against Cassville. And if that's against Kellner, that's going to be his 4th. And we're going to see what they signal to the scorer's table, and it is the 4th personal against Kane Kellner. So Kane Kellner may have been lost. For much of this second half. And we've got a foul called against Speakman. That is now his 4th. And that will put Turner at the line, and Turner's shot up and in. So Turner's free throw gives him 8 points on the night. Next one by Turner, rims out, and the rebound down to Pasick. Pasick tries to feed one up the lane, and the ball poked away by the Cassville Wildcats. Alan Lambell comes down with it. Quickly into the front court, goes to Perriman. Perriman to the free throw line, loses the handle, falls to the floor, and turns it over. Here comes Logan Coons, a 3-on-3 the other way for the Cubs. Nice pass in the lane, but it goes off the hands of Turner and out of play. Another whistle and a foul. And nope, they say the ball was knocked out of play, so Cassville will keep possession. So Cassville moving the ball. They trail 35-19. Pass underneath goes to Lambell. Up top into the hands of Trey Dalton, and he knocks down a 3. Dalton with his first field goal of the night. He's got 4 points. Logan Coons with the ball on the right wing. Goes out front to Alex Turner. And a shot up and in by Kobe Besh, and he draws a foul. Besh with his first point since back in the first quarter. And he will try to complete a 3-point play. Foul against Trey Dalton, his second personal. 13th foul against the Wildcats here in the second half. Besh, an 85% free throw shooter. And the shot is up and in, rattles it home. Besh now with 5 points. Cassville gets the inbounds pass, pressure against the Cubs, or from the Cubs, I should say, but Cassville breaks it. They work it down low to Perriman, and he banks it up and in. 7 points now for Perriman. And it's 38-24. At the other end, Cameron Witt slicing into the lane. Misses a shot off the window. Perriman with the defensive rebound. He'll take it the other way. Tries the left-handed layup, and he gets it to fall. Colin Perriman now with 8 points. And it's 38-26. And Monette calls a timeout. 4:31 left to go in the third quarter. The Cubs lead it by 12. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to Big A Basketball here on the Talon Network.
You can trust Ken's Collision Centering. Bill 417-847-23. Hear what Stan Kelly, one of Ken's 7 customers, has to say.
You can always rely on Ken as far as if you have to your vehicle, he'll give you an honest opinion what needs to be done and how it's going to be, and Ken fulfills his estimates and really does a quality. Give you an upfront and honest assessment, and that's important.
Ken's Collision Center, where quality and integrity are tools of the trade. 712.
Race brother, farm and home supply.
Hi, Roger here from Race. We're big stores, a lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, was something new to talk about. We have the largest truck toolboxes in southwest Missouri. Supplies, dog food, fishes, collars, leashes, and grooming and health products. And for the kids, we have great toys, flower wagons, and pedal tractors, or Race Briar, Erdl. Come on, Race Brothers in Springfield, Carthage, and Monette. The way we do business. Tell a friend.
Brothers, farm and home supply. Western Way.
Cubs with possession of the basketball. Coming out of the timeout, they lead at 38-26 with 4:20 left to go here in quarter number 3. And a partially blocked shot by the Cassville defense. And Alan Lambell comes out of the pack with the basketball. Racing into the front court, Trey Dalton. Out near the top of the key, goes back to Lambell. Now Dalton in the corner, jumper up, no good. Rebound down to Pazik. Pazik will bring it up the floor for the Cubs. Cut off by Hadlow. Pazik has to give it off to Cameron Witt. Cameron Witt across the timeline. Trey Dalton jumps out with the defense on him. Cameron Witt will slow things down, and the Cubs set up in the half court. Cassville playing a half-court man-to-man here in the second half. The lead is at 12 for Monette, 38-26, and we're under 4 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Kobe Besh between the circles, lobs it into Dexter Bailey. Left-handed shot up and in. Dexter Bailey with his first 2 points of the night. And with that bucket by Bailey, all of the seniors have scored here on senior night for the Monette Cubs. Dexter Bailey was the last senior to yet have scored, and he just got his first 2 points of the ball game. 40-26, Cubs on top, and we're down to 3:20 left to go here in the third. Perriman feeds one through the lane, goes to Trey Dalton. Dalton hands it off to Ethan Hoppus. Hoppus flying down to the baseline. Shot blocked by Besh and Coons, and Monette with possession. Logan Coons all the way to the other end, collides with Trey Dalton, and Trey Dalton called for a blocking foul, and that's going to be his third. So the foul's really starting now to add up for Cassville. They've got 3 players with 3 or more, and Speakman and Kellner both on the bench with 4 personals. That's the 4th team foul against the Wildcats. Foul on the floor, so no free throws will be shot. Pazik bounces it in play to Kobe Besh. Goes up top to Cameron Witt. Back to Logan Coons. Fires one in the lane to Pazik. Turnaround 10-footer. Rims out. Rebound down to Besh. Besh battling on the boards. Draws the double team and draws the foul. Holding foul called against Cassville, and Besh will step to the line. That is the 5th team foul against the Wildcats. This one against Colin Perriman, his second personal. Kobe Besh, as we mentioned, an 85% free throw shooter. The Cubs shoot 65% from the line as a team, and Besh's free throw up and in. Kobe Besh now with 6 points, and the Cubs 14 of 21 from the stripe. Blake Moore checks back into the Cubs lineup. He'll give Cameron Witt a breather. And Besh, second free throw, good. 7 points for the 6'4 senior. And Monette's lead is now 42-26. Cubs trying to create some big breathing space here as we get closer to the end of the third quarter. The lead has grown to 16. A fadeaway jumper, though, by Perriman is good by Pearman for three, his first tray of the night. Pulled up on the right wing and drained the 20-footer. He's got 12 points to lead the Wildcats. At the other end, Besh will try to answer with a three of his own. Bangs this one off the rim, but there's Pazik with another rebound. Boy, Jonah Pazik has been a horse on the boards tonight, and he gets another assist as he passes underneath to Bailey, and the layup good. 4 points for Dexter Bailey, and it's 44-29. Cubs with the lead. 2 minutes left to go, third quarter. Alan Lambell hands it off to Hadlow. Hadlow and Bailey run into each other at the free throw line, and Bailey did not have the feet set. Dexter Bailey picks up his third personal. So Bailey, Lee, both with three, and Besh playing with two. Now Kobe Besh going to head to the sidelines. He is replaced by Alex Turner. 2:05 left to go, third quarter, 44-29. Monette with the lead, Cassville with the basketball. Noah Hadlow, right-hand corner to Lambell, open for three. This one bangs off the back of the rim, and the rebound fought for along the baseline. Trey Dalton got it, but then he stepped on the baseline for a turnover. So Trey Dalton credited with the defensive rebound, but then he couldn't keep his momentum from crossing the end line. 44-29, still our score with under 2 minutes to go, third quarter of play. Pazik with the ball on the left wing for the Cubs. Lobs down low to Turner. Turner on the left block, turns in the lane, shot partially blocked by Kellner, and Hadlow comes up with the basketball. Hadlow pushing the ball far side, goes to Lambell, back to Kellner in traffic in the lane, and now he can't find the handle. And the Wildcats turn it over again. 10 turnovers against Cassville. And it'll be Cubs basketball. 90 seconds left here in the third quarter. Long pass down into the left-hand corner to Pazik. Pazik now dribbles around along the three-point line, stops between the circles, bounces off to Blake Moore. Moore with the left-handed dribble, looks left, goes right to Bailey. Bailey fires one down the left side of the paint to Pazik, fadeaway 10-footer. Can't buy it. The rebound controlled by the Wildcats. Trey Dalton gathers it in and goes to Hoppus. Rips one down the left sideline to Lambell. Back to Hoppus, off on the right wing to Hadlow. 65 seconds left here in the third quarter. Dalton through the lane, goes to Lambell. Back in the corner to Hadlow. Three ball on the way. No good. Draws iron, but no net, and the rebound to Bailey. Bailey to Blake Moore. The transition game picking up now for both sides. Moore out of the left-hand corner. Holds it up with both hands and now puts it on the floor and will bring the dribble out top. Cassville staying in the half-court man-to-man. Logan Coons receives the pass on the right wing. Bailey snaps one over on the left side now to Pazik. Entry pass to Moore in traffic. The left-handed jump shot will not go. And the rebound out of play off of who? Lambell and Bailey both fighting for it, and they say it was last touched by the Cubs. Cameron Witt back in for Monette. Colin Pearman back in for the Wildcats. 31 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Monette leading 44-29 after a flurry of scoring. We've now been held scoreless for about 40 or 50 seconds. Ethan Hoppus gets a screen, drives in the lane, and the layup up and in, goes round and round and round, and then finally down through the twine, and Ethan Hoppus with 6 points. It pulls Cassville back to within 13 points. We're down to the final 5 seconds of the quarter. Blake Moore, high post to Turner, clock down to 2 seconds. Turner bangs one off the window, and it will not go. 3 quarters in the books as we head to the fourth. Monette 44, Cassville 31. Back with the final 8 minutes right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Basketball on the Talon Sports Network.
When you get your day in court, have a professional. Just that time for professional. And family, criminal defense, wills and trusts, and as well as lawsuits, contracts. Involved in an accident, a DUI, a felony. Maybe you need help with an adoption or divorce, for death, and avoid probate, or give the attorney to a loved one in the case of illness. 417-235-0033. John Woodard's office has been people in the Ozarks for years. You get your day in court. Make sure you have the experience you can trust. John Woodard's office is at 1001 East Monette, 235-0033. The choice of an attorney is an important decision. It should not be based solely upon advertising.
I'm Professor Burke from Farmers Insurance. This is 30 seconds of smart. So you want money on your auto insurance. Get an alarm? Class, next day, graduate. Bundle policies, don't over, make automatic payments, and of course, talk to farmers. The more you know about auto insurance, the more you can save. We are farmers.
It's Carter about your insurance at Farmers.com. Stop in and see your local farm agent, Kyle Newbold, at 403 Plus in Monette, or call 737-7444. We are underway in the fourth quarter. Monette leading Cassville 44-31, and the Cubs come up with a Cassville turnover, and now Alex Turner travels and gives it right back to the Wildcats. So 18 seconds off the clock, and we've got 2 turnovers. Monette leading 44-31, and it'll be Wildcat basketball. Hoppus inbounds from the baseline, goes to Trey Dalton. Dalton, top of the circle, brings the dribble back to the left wing, gives it off to Hoppus. Hoppus, he'll replace him out top, launches one from 22, comes off the back iron. Dalton and Turner fighting for it. The ball comes free, and Pazic picks it up for the Cubs. Quickly ahead to Logan Coons, slicing and dicing down the lane he goes. Misses the layup, rebound down to Besh, and then he is fouled. And Kobe Besh, are they going to call it on the floor? I think they are. That'll be team foul number 6 against the Wildcats. The next whistle against Cassville will have Monette into the 1-and-1, and that is against Tyler Speakman, and that is going to be his 5th. So Speakman fouls out with 7:22 remaining, and he finishes the night with 2 points. The officials conferring now, and looks like we're ready to go once again. 7:21 left to play, and Monette leading 44-31. Both teams scoring 12 points there in the third quarter. Inbound pass comes up top to Logan Coons, saves it from going out of bounds on the near side. Get the words straightened out there in the right order. Cameron Witt now in the midcourt circle. Pass over on the right wing to Logan Coons. Back across to Kobe Besh. Baseline left to Turner. Turner penetrates underneath, tries a little reverse layup, but he stepped on the end line. 8 turnovers now against the Cubs. Nobody scored yet here in the fourth quarter. We've played nearly a minute. 44-31, Monette with the advantage. 32-19 at the half, the Cubs on top, but both teams with just 12 points so far here in the second half. Noah Hadlow gets a screen at the top of the key, down the lane, shot up and in, count it, and he'll go to the line. Noah Hadlow draws the personal and gets the bucket to fall. Hadlow with his first points since the first quarter. He's got 6, and will look for number 7 from the free throw line. Foul called against Jonah Pazic, his second personal, second team foul against the Cubs. Hadlow's shot on the way is no good. Besh had the rebound for a moment, but stumbled over Pearman, who had slipped and fell. And Besh is pleading for something to be called, but Pearman just simply slipped and fell underneath him, and I didn't really see anything bad right there. I know it's a tough break for Kobe Besh, as it looked like he had the rebound controlled, but he stumbled over the Cassville player who had fallen on the floor and lost control of the basketball. So the Wildcats nearly turn it right back over to the Cubs, but Lambell keeps it alive as he chases it down in the backcourt. Trey Dalton, 15-footer up and in. Trey Dalton with 6, and the Wildcats are back to within single digits. Don't look now, but here comes Cassville. They've got the lead down to 9 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. Logan Coons launches a 3, but a foul underneath. And this one will go against the Wildcats. Things getting physical, bumping and banging down low. And Trey Dalton has just picked up his 4th. The Wildcats have already lost 1 player to fouls. That's Tyler Speakman. And now Dalton picks up his 4th. Kane Kellner also has 4, but Kellner on the bench. Turner checks out. Blake Moore comes in for Monette, and Kobe Besh at the line. The 85% free throw shooter steps up and knocks it down. First one good, and Besh now with 8 points. That breaks the little scoring run by the Wildcats and gives Monette a 10-point lead. Next one by Besh. That's his first miss of the night, but there's Pazic once again. Boy, what a job Jonah Pazic has done on the boards tonight. Keeps it alive and goes to Besh, and then Besh travels. 9 turnovers against the Cubs. It's a 45-35 advantage for Monette with 6:12 left to play. Wildcat basketball, they'll inbound in front of the Monette bench.
Noah Hadlow walks it into the front court. Finds Alan Lambell. He's picked up by Moore. High post to Perriman. Perriman draws a double team, and Pazik reaches in and steals it away. Pazik at the other end. The ball knocked loose by Hadlow, and it goes out of bounds off of Cassville, and now Coach Millison pleading that it went off the leg of Pazik. Hadlow's complaining to the official that it hit Pazik in the leg before it went out of bounds, but they're going to say Monette basketball. So now the Cassville fans not very happy. Meanwhile, Blake Moore inbounds out top to Besh, and a three up and in. A dagger from Kobe Besh. His first three of the night, his 33rd three of the year, and he is in double figures with 11, and that gives Monette a 48-35 lead with 5:40 left to go in the ballgame. Besh shoots 36% from beyond the arc, and now the Cubs steal it away. Pazik across the lane to Cameron Witt. Leans in, shoots and scores. Cameron Witt scoring the layup off the Cassville turnover, and it's back to a 15-point advantage. Ethan Hoppus with a wild shot in the lane. No good off the window, and it goes out of play off of the Cubs. And Cassville calls a timeout. What a momentum swing. And a full timeout charged to the Wildcats. With 5:19 left to play, we'll step aside as well. Back here at Monette right after this. You're listening to Big A Basketball on the Talon Network.
When you have things to buy or trade, look no further than the very advertiser and reach over 13 homes and businesses with your ad. Easy, and you'll get the response you're looking for. The deadline for display advertising is 5 p.m. on Monday, and your class ad deadline is noon each season. You can place your ad online at bcaonline.com. Stop in at 904 West Street in Cassville or call 418-847-4475. The Berry County Advertiser, serving Berry County to serve customers advertising needs for nearly half a century.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Monette. 50-35, the Cubs leading over the Wildcats here in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes and 19 seconds left to play here in the ballgame. Cubs looking for their 17th win of the year and hoping to pick up a victory and break their two-game losing skid before district play next week. Cassville looking to continue their momentum that they started last week with a win over Seneca, hoping for another win here tonight and carry that momentum into the district tournament next week at Carthage. The Cubs with a 15-point lead. Wildcat basketball coming out of the timeout. The Wildcats still have 2 fulls and a 30 left. So do the Monette Cubs. Noah Hadlow works it back in play for Cassville. Finds Trey Dalton in front of the Cassville bench. Dalton across the top of the key. Hands it off to Lambell, and then a reach-in foul called against Dalton, I believe, as Trey Dalton stumbled and fell into Blake Moore and is called for a foul. And for Dalton, that is his 5th. So Trey Dalton fouls out with 5:15 left to go. Second Cassville player lost to fouls tonight as he finishes the night with 6 points. That'll be the 8th team foul against the Wildcats, and they'll walk to the other end, and Blake Moore at the line. Blake Moore, a 57% free throw shooter. Moore 2 points on the night. And Kane Kellner is going to come in. He enters the game with 4. So Speakman and Dalton have both fouled out of the ball game for the Wildcats, and Kane Kellner comes in playing with 4, and Blake Moore stepping to the line. 5'8" senior. Trying to increase the Monette lead, and the free throw no good. Rebound down to Lambell. Alan Lambell, one of the seniors for the Wildcats, finds another senior, Noah Hadlow. His three-pointer from the right wing rims off, and the rebound controlled by Cameron Witt. Wildcats having some tough shooting luck from beyond the arc tonight. Blake Moore with a runner from the left side of the lane, and he is fouled, and he will go back to the line. Monette has made 1, 2 threes, and Cassville has made 2 threes, so neither team lighting things up from downtown tonight. And guess what? Kellner's just fouled out. Well, got put into the game with 4 personals, and Sometimes that fifth foul just looking for you, and it found Kane Kellner. So he fouls out with 4:57 left to go in the game. And he was held scoreless here tonight. Got in foul trouble early, didn't get to play much in the second and third quarters, and now he fouls out with a little less than 5 minutes to go. So Alex Vanderpool checks into the Cassville lineup, and Blake Moore back at the line. Still 50-35. Monette with the lead. Blake Moore's free throw is good. So Moore now with 3 points. And the Cubs 17 of 26 from the free throw line here tonight. Moore gets another opportunity. This one rolls around and goes in. So 4 points for Blake Moore. And it's 52-35. The Cubs lead back to 17. This has been their largest lead of the night. Jump stop and a shot attempt. No, he doesn't get the shot away, but Lambell does draw the foul. And it'll be against Blake Moore. That's his second personal, third team foul against the Cubs. And once again, the Wildcats inbound from underneath their own basket. Hoppus bounces in play to Pearman. Up top to Hadlow, now to Hoppus. Gets a screen on the left corner. Monette with a good defense. Goes back up top to Hadlow. Hadlow is pushed, and the shot won't fall. And he'll step to the line. So here we go with the free throws again. We made it through the third quarter pretty good, but now here in the fourth, things are starting to get physical again. And this final 4:40 may take a while. Foul called against Logan Coons, his first. Hadlow at the line, shot up and in. Sneaks over the front of the rim, and he has 7. Cassville 50% from the line as a team, 8 of 16. Hadlow's next one is good. 8 points for Hadlow, and it's 52-37 Cubs. 4.5 left to go. Logan Coons into the front court. Spots up from 3. A couple of players jump at him. He turns down the shot opportunity. They had a little window there between the two defenders that went flying by, but instead he goes to Blake Moore. Back in the corner to Kobe Besh. Besh picked up by Hadlow. Now Pazik at the free throw line. Nice bounce pass underneath to David Lee. Shot up good, and he will go to the line for a 3-point play. A 3-point play attempt coming for David Lee. Lee's first field goal of the night. He's got 3 points. And the foul against Alex Vanderpool. That's his second. Lee on the year, a 69% free throw shooter for the Cubs. 3-point swing is not completed as the free throw rims out and the rebound controlled by Lambell. Lambell racing down the middle of the floor. Kicks it into the corner to Hadlow. Hadlow's 3 off the mark and the rebound down to David Lee. Lee misses it at one end but keeps it alive at the other end, and now a 3-on-1 for the Cubs. Layup by Logan Coons is up and in. He's got 15. 56-37. Monette leading by 19. A new high water mark for the Cubs with 3:50 left to go here in the ball game. Alan Lambell trying to cut into that lead. Misses the floater, but there's Pearman with the tip up and in. Colin Pearman leads the Wildcats with 14 points. Pressure in the backcourt. Blake Moore trying to beat that pressure. Finds Logan Coons, another 3-on-1. This time he tries to lob to Besh, and Besh thought he was going to shoot the ball, and it goes out of play. Turnover number 10 against the Cubs. Dexter Bailey comes back into the Monette lineup. He will replace Jonah Pazik as Pazik gets a breather here with 3.5 left to go. Hadlow with the ball for the Wildcats, toes it up on the line, left wing, goes across the top of the key to Hoppus. 3-ball no good, rebound down to Pearman. Pearman backs in against Bailey, backs in some more and misses the shot, and the rebound yanked away by Kobe Besh. Besh fires it up the far side to Logan Coons, now to Blake Moore, and Monette's going to try to set up in that half-court offense. They lead at 56-39, and we're down to 3 minutes to go, so the Cubs can't afford to be a little patient. Blake Moore in the right-hand corner, harassed by Hoppus, gets a screen from Bailey, brings the dribble out high. Blake Moore now has the ball knocked free by Pearman, but Pearman got him with the body, and Colin Pearman picks up his third. Monette into the double bonus, so 2 free throws for Blake Moore. This will be attempts 29 and 30 for the Cubs. Cassville has shot 17. We have had more than our share of free throws here this evening. Blake Moore's first attempt is good. He has 5 points. Cubs continue to shoot free throws well here in the fourth quarter. That last make made him 4 of 7. The next one is also good. Nothing but net for Blake Moore. He's got 6 points. 58-39. The Cubs lead back to 19. So far they have held Cassville after the Wildcats scored 12 points in the third. They've held them just 8 so far here in the fourth. Perriman will try a 3 ball. It rattles out, and the rebound down to Besh. Another one of those shots that defies logic as it goes halfway down in and then pops back out. You would think the ball with that much of the basketball going down in the cylinder would stay down, but rattled off the iron and came back out at the other end. Logan Coons misses once, gets his own rebound, and persistence pays off as Logan Coons banks it up and in. He's got 17. Stands at only 5'8", but he got him an offensive board after missing the first shot and was rewarded for that effort as he gets the shot to fall. And now at the other end, we've got a stoppage with 2:13 left to play. And a foul called against Logan Coons. That's his second. Only the 15th foul against the Cubs, so they had a foul to give. Kobe Besh, Logan Coons check out. David Lee and Cameron Witt come back in for the Monette Cubs. The lead has grown to 60-39, a 21-point advantage for Monette. Cassville with possession of the basketball. Inbound pass comes to Lambell. Little sidestep move and kisses it in off the window. Alan Lambell with his first point since the first quarter. He's got 5. 60-41. Monette with the advantage. We're under 2 minutes to go. Cubs have stretched things out here in the second half. They've got a fairly comfortable lead here with 2 minutes remaining. But a turnover will give the ball back to the Wildcats. A steal by Alex Vanderpool. Hadlow to Hoppus, back to Hadlow. Center of the floor now to Perriman. Perriman trying to get a screen, goes around Blake Moore, misses a shot off the glass, and the rebound down to Cameron Witt. And that may have squelched any comeback attempts that the Wildcats may have had. We're down to 90 seconds left. Monette leading by 19. Cassville really needed to bucket that trip to kind of keep the momentum going, but they came up empty. David Lee saves one from going into the Monette bench. Trying to tip it back to Cameron Witt. Goes off of Hadlow, so it'll be Cubs basketball. Some more of the seniors checking out to get a recognition from the fans in force here tonight. David Lee, Jonah Pazik, Blake Moore all coming out of the game. Or actually, David Lee's still in there. I correct myself. Danny McKinney, Cameron Johnson, Dexter Bailey, Alex Turner back into the Cubs lineup. And there goes David Lee into the lane. Misses the shot and the rebound down to Vanderpool. Steal, though, by Alex Turner. Turner gets the 14th turnover for the Cassville Wildcats. Under a minute to go now, and Danny McKinney fouled over on the far side, so McKinney's going to get a chance. Put some points on the board. He'll be at the line shooting 2. And the first one rolls around and goes in. 31st free throw attempt tonight for the Cubs. Combined for nearly 50 free throws in this ball game. Next one by McKinney is also good. He makes them both. He's got 2 points. And it's 62-41. Monette lead back up above 20 points with a minute left to play. Hoppus with the ball top of the circle. No look pass across to Vanderpool. Misses the point blank jumper off the glass, and the rebound down to Cameron Johnson. Johnson, the 6'5 sophomore, feeds it up along the far side. David Lee. Cassville going to drop back into the half court. 35 seconds left to go. Lee holding the ball out near the hash mark in front of the scorer's table. Cassville forces him to move, but they're not going to get too aggressive. Clock down to 25 seconds. The Cubs trying to close this one out here this evening and pick up their 17th win of the year. It's been a while since the Monette team has won 17 games. Cubs won 15 games last year in Coach Land's first season as head coach. And they have already improved on that and looking to add to that win total. We have a foul as the ball gets free at the midcourt stripe as players scrambling after it. Noah Hadlow picks up his third, so why not? With all the free throws we've had tonight, we might as well get a couple of more here with 16 seconds remaining, and Dexter Bailey will be at the line. First one by Bailey comes off the front iron, no good. Bailey Only his 4th free throw attempt of the season. He's 2 for 3. Now make it 2 for 4 as he misses the front. But in the double bonus, he'll get another one. A bunch of new faces coming in for the game for Cassville. Kendall Burbridge, Troy Rose, Skylar Wolf, all coming into the Cassville lineup. And Chad Howardson. Second free throw by Bailey is up and in, so he has 5 points. And it makes it 62-41 in favor of the Cubs. And the Monette Cubs are going to improve to 17-8. 17 wins for the Cubs team this year. This great group of seniors, 7 of them recognized before tonight's ball game. And they are going to pick up their 17th win of the year. And they will head to the district tournament with a win under their belt. 63-41, Monette victorious over the Cassville Wildcats. Cassville finishes out the regular season 8-17. Monette 17-8, the exact opposite. The Cubs 4-4 in the Big 8, and Cassville 2-5 in the Big 8 standings. 63-41, Monette with the victory. We will step aside and be back with the post game right after this. You're listening to Big 8 basketball here on the Talent Network.
Steel owners don't need to worry about precision piston engineering, high-tech polymer housing, or advanced carpenter systems. At Steel, we've already thought all that, so our customers can just start their and get to work. See dealer for details.
By Coast to Coast, your locally authorized dealer at 500 South Kyler in Monette. Check out their complete line of Steel chainsaw and trimmers. Steel is the #1 brand of gas-powered handheld outdoor power in America. Coast to Coast in Monette, Steel. No worries, just solutions.
Homes to stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer. But we don't like high utilities. Reducing the amount of air leaks that are in the home is a cost-effective way to lower your bills. Start by finding the leak. Proper material and technique. Visit the web PrairieElectric.com for energy savings for your home. This message is brought to you by the locally owned electric cooperative, striving to meet the energy needs and improve the quality of life of its members.
Hey, Dad, what do you call a bulldozer? A bulldozer.
That's funny stuff. I'm just glad folks at Huffmaster Insurance aren't sleeping on the job. They helped me evaluate my insurance needs for each exposure I have and gave me some options I didn't know were available before. And they helped the best rate without compromising our coverage. They were able to package all our insurance so we don't have any gaps in coverage.
Dad, that sounds like grown-up stuff. What does that all really mean?
It means I'm able to sleep at night knowing our farm is protected.
Huffmaster Insurance, 811 7th Street in Monette. Call 235-3555.
This live broadcast of high school sports on Sports Network is brought to you in part by these Sports Club members. Berry County Health flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Cassville and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the office 417-847-114 or the Monette office 47354-8402 information. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri with locations in Cassville, Swigman, Willard, and Golden to serve you. Visit online at freedombk.com. CIC Equal Housing Lender. Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette. Great food and making a difference.
For over a century, the Cass Pride has been providing complete, factual coverage of events and issues that affect our lives. The Cassville Democrat serves all of America by publishing well-researched news articles, timely editorials, lively letters, complete local sports coverage, plus much more. The staff of Cassville believes the people of Berry County need and know what's happening in their community. The Cassville Democrat, call 417-846-2610 to subscribe.
For 3 generations, nearly 40 years, the Bruner Pharmacy family has lived, worked, supported the fine Monette community that they call Bruner Pharmacy is a full-line pharmacy, Hallmark Gold Crown Gift Center. Items and gift ideas are added continuously. Now you can log on to their new website, BrunerPharmacy.com, to place your prescription order and view their partial listing of prescription plans available. They offer free delivery in the city limits, compounding services, Spanish-speaking staff, and accept new health insurance plans, all with fast-friendly service. Bruner Pharmacy, your local Hallmark Gold Crown gift store. Upgrades to meet your every pharmaceutical giving need at 321 East
in Monette. Whether you're a seasoned athlete, weekend warrior, or just need help resume activities, the experts at Cox Monette help. As the exclusive sports providers for the Monette Cubs, Aurora Hogs, and Mount Vernon Mountaineers, our trainers are the team behind the team. Teach injury prevention, assess and treat athletes, and provide nutrition counseling and training. For more information, 36.480. Cox, experts, friends, neighbors.
Back with you here at Monette. The Cubs defeat the Cassville Wildcats 63-41. Monette led 13-10 at the end of the first quarter. Cassville scored the first 5 points of the ball game, but then Monette went on an 11-2 run to take the lead. They led by 3 at the end of one. They outscored Cassville 19-9 in the second quarter to hold a 32-19 lead at the break. Both teams scoring 12 points in the third quarter to make it 44-31 heading to the fourth. And then the Cubs outscored Cassville 19-10 in the final 8 minutes, and they win it 63-41. Cubs doing a very nice job shooting free throws on the night to help lengthen their lead in the second half, and they pick up their 17th win of the season, and they finish out the Big 8 at 4-4 on the year. Cassville 8-17 on the year, and they close out the Big 8 at 2-6. And now it's on to district tournament play for both the Wildcats and the Cubs. Cassville will play next Tuesday, March the 1st at 6 against Carthage, and Monette will play next Tuesday, March the 1st at 7:30 against Carl Junction over at Carthage High School, the Class 4 District 12 tournament. Looking at some of the final numbers from tonight's ball game, first of all for the Wildcats, they were led by Colin Pearman. He hit a three-pointer and finishes with 14. Noah Hadlow had 8. Ethan Hoppus with 6. Alan Lambell with 5. Trey Dalton also hit a 3 and finishes with 6. Tyler Speakman had 2, and that rounds out the scoring for the Wildcats. For the Monette Cubs, Logan Coons, 17. He hit a 3 tonight. Kobe Besh also hit a 3 and finishes in double figures with 11. Alex Turner had 8. Jonah Pazik with 7. Blake Moore with 6. Danny McKinney with 2. Dexter Bailey with 5. Cameron Witt with 4. And David Lee with 3. All 7 of the seniors for the Cubs here on senior night scoring at least 3 points, at least 3 points here in the ball game. Unofficially, Monette 23 of 34 from the free throw line. They committed 11 turnovers. The Wildcats 9 of 17 from the free throw line, and they turned it over 14 times. And the Cubs out-rebounded the Wildcats 32-21. Two teams combining for 41 fouls and 51 free throw attempts. A physical ball game won by Monette over the Wildcats. We're going to step aside once again. Hopefully we'll get to visit with the head coaches before we get out of here tonight and be back with more at Monette. You're listening to the Talon Sports Network.
This is David from Monette Rental, and you're listening to Cub Sports on 95.9 KKL The Buzz.
It seems with giant faithless holdings taking control of most banking, it's of a local bank that's truly the hometown bank of hometown people, with all the stability and strength of large holding companies, yet enough to understand your banking needs. The pot's always on at First State Bank. They want you to know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, Hill. First State Bank, the hometown bank for hometown people. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Larry Minning, First State Bank of Purdy. We invite you to come by. No, First State Bank of Purdy.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talon Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Community National Bank, your hometown community bank, with 2 locations to serve Highway 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and Brinker in Aurora. Member FDIC. The Bayou Restaurant. When your belly is raging for some reason, head over to the Bayou on Highway 60 in Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Service. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest Missouri area since 1983, helping their clients improve long-term financial success. Call 412-235-7900 or online at bellandassociates.net. Your State Farm Insurance agent in Mount Vernon, Bill Davison. For life, auto, health, Bill Davison, State Farm Insurance in Mount Vernon, 466-7651. Jack Henry & Associates was founded in 1976 to provide the computers banks need to process financial transactions and data. Today, the company is a recognized industry leader offering a broad array of solutions for managing mission-critical business information, processing transactions, and automating business processes. Today, the technology solutions provided by Jack Henry & Associates by more than 8,700 financial service organizations of all asset sizes and diverse businesses outside the financial industry. Jack Henry & Associates, Highway 60 in Monette.
More than 12.5
children in the U.S. are at risk of every day. At Tyson Foods, team members across the country fight against and raise money for hunger relief in their own communities. Since 2000, donated 68 million pounds of protein to fight hunger, but it doesn't begin to address the needs out there. Please join us by becoming and hunger relief in our own community. Together, we can feed those in need. Tyson Foods is a proud sponsor of Monette.
Welcome back to Monette. The Cubs have defeated the Cassville Wildcats here tonight, 63-41. They finish off the regular season with a victory, pick up their 17th win of the season, and head to the district tournament with a little momentum, breaking that two-game losing skid and heading to district next week over at Carthage with the victory. Coach, congratulations. A hard-earned victory here tonight. You knew it was going to be a tough game. Cassville and Monette always have that rivalry thing going. You can kind of throw records out the window. Got off to a kind of a back-and-forth type of game there early on. But then the Cubs finally got things going early on there in the second quarter and outscored Cassville by 10, and your team never looked back from there. Good job, and congratulations on the victory.
Thanks. Yeah, rivalry games, like you said, records don't really matter. You gotta show up and play your best basketball, and we had lost 2 coming into this one, hadn't been rebounding very well, and they kind of beat us up on the glass early. But thought the boys did, like you said, pull it together. It's good to see some guys hit some shots that have been struggling tonight, and they played hard. I'm proud of them.
I know it was really nice to see the way the kids responded and came back tonight, because Cassville jumping out to that early lead, 5 points right off the bat, and as you mentioned, breaking that two-game losing skid. And I know you would have been happy with a 1-1 split on those two, but really 2 very winnable ball games. Could have won both of them against Lamar and East Newton, but it didn't go the Cubs' way. So a little frustration there, but after getting down early, your kids kind of regrouped after that 5-0 deficit early on, scored 11 of the next 13 points, a little 11-2 run for the Cubs, and got you in the lead that you never gave up the rest of the night.
Yeah, we've had talks with them that basketball is a game of runs. Teams are going to go on runs, and it's all about how you respond and get it stopped. Hopefully you can keep those runs to just 5-0 or 6-0, and then you put it into it. And like you said, we got our size back in there, and they were able to go on a little run and get us going.
Very physical game in the first half as well. I didn't know whether either team was going to end up with any players the way we were going for a while. 2 teams combining for 23 fouls there in the first half of play, but things settled down a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, and we struggle with fouling at times, just not, whether it be not being engaged the entire possession or we relax on the ball and don't move our feet, just little things like that we've got to get a little better at and fix, small things before we go into districts.
Looking at your scoring tonight, Logan Coons leads the way with 17. Kobe Besh in double digits with 11. Jonah Paslik with 7 points tonight. Blake Moore with 6. A balanced attack. Alex Turner had 8. And I got to commend Jonah Paslik on the glass tonight. What a job he did rebounding. I don't keep individual numbers. The Cubs end up out-rebounding Cassville 32-21, which was huge to have that advantage on the boards. But I tell you, he had, it seemed like, half of them.
He was a monster on the glass tonight. They had him for, I think, 12 or 13 on the bench. But, yeah, he was, we talk about offensive rebounding. We have a goal going into every game, kind of, a number that we want to reach. And we reached it tonight, and he, along with other guys, just the effort on the glass tonight, aside from the beginning of the game, where they had, I think, 4 or 5 quick offensive rebounds. Thought we rebounded really well, and Jonah, like you said, he just played with a lot of heart and effort going after rebounds tonight.
Got a couple of bad turnovers there late when things were kind of getting kind of up and down. Things got a little hectic, but unofficially I had you with 11. You take away a couple of those, you get you down to single digits, and that's a good total to have.
Yeah, we want to keep it around 10. As far as turnovers, they're still teenage boys, and they're going to make mistakes sometimes. And so, we just tell them, don't focus on that. Just come back and get it the next play and move on. Basketball is a game where you can make up for your mistake very, very quick. And I thought they did a good job, responding, when we didn't have a good possession. We didn't have too many 2 or 3 straight possessions in a row that were just bad possessions. So, credit to them. Their focus tonight, they were ready, senior night, and just the fact that it was Cassville just kind of adds to it.
Made up for some of that with some very good free throw shooting tonight, too. Cubs shot a ton of free throws, 34, made 23, and that was 8 of 11 there in the fourth quarter when Cassville kept trying to throw little runs at you. They were committing fouls, and your kids were stepping up and knocking down their free shots.
Yeah, I mean, free throws, you know, they call them free for a reason. Got to step up and hit them. And, you know, we're going to, you know, free throws in any game, especially late in the season, you know, that it's kind of magnified. If you don't make free throws, it's hard to move on, you know, once you get into postseason. So, yeah, boys just got to step up, relax, and hit them. They did a decent job tonight for the most part.
Senior night, 7 seniors recognized in pregame festivities, and then all 7 seniors get in the scorebook tonight, too.
Yeah.
That was really nice, the way to end out their regular season careers here at home.
Yeah, Coach Rickard told me that all 7 had scored, and you always love to see that. You know, this group of seniors was kind of who I came in with as far as head coach. They were sophomores when I got the opportunity to take over, and you know, I could have been blessed with a better group of young men. You know, just watching them mature the last, you know, 4 years. You know, I had them as an assistant too when they were freshmen. Just phenomenal the strides they've made as young men, and you know, I was talking to them tonight in the locker room, and I had to keep it short just because you know, how I didn't want to get emotional with them. I've been just very blessed to have a group of guys like that, and they've done everything we've asked. They work very hard. They've stayed hungry, and great group of kids.
And, of course, they continue to improve. 15 wins a year ago, your 17th win here tonight. It's been a while since the Monette boys basketball team has won 17 games in a single season, and now you head into district with a little momentum as well. You also finished 500 in the Big 8, so a lot of steps forward from this group, and they can go out with some pride no matter what happens once you get into district tournament play. They can look back on this season with a lot of things to be proud of.
Oh, all the credit goes to them. You know, they've had a huge, you know, our seniors last year, and then, you know, these guys this year, you know, our seniors this year have had a huge impact as far as changing, you know, the culture around here a little bit, and you know, like you said, improving every year, and that's just all the credit goes to them. You know, us coaches, we're just kind of along for the ride. You know, we just get to watch, and it's fun. It's fun to watch how they, you know, deal with adversity and how they improve, and you know, how they stay hungry. It's just it's why we do it, you know, to watch young men persevere like that. So it's been fun to watch.
Well, the regular season is now complete. It's just flown by. It's hard to believe it's done already. Next week, district play, Class 4, District 12 over at Carthage. Cubs, the 3 seed over there. Everybody's already talking about getting another shot at McDonald County because the Cubs lost that game back to open up Big 8 play. But there's a team between the Mustangs and that game, and that's Carl Junction. And they're a team that nobody can overlook. They're the 6th seed. They've had some struggles this year. But just when something like that happens, they jump up and bite you. So that's the next focus for the Cubs, is that Carl Junction Bulldog squad.
Playoffs, anything happens. I mean, you can throw every team's fighting for their season, and so you can't afford to overlook anybody. You know, yeah, I know, you know, CJ's had a down year, but they've still got some kids that know how to, you know, dribble, score, and they've got some length, and so they got a good coach, and they're going to be ready to go. We're going to have to come out with the same kind of fire that we had tonight, and you know, treat it. You know, we've been talking to the boys. You know, the last month we've needed to treat every game like a playoff game, so it's not different for us once we get to early March. And yeah, we got to come ready to play, or your season can end just like anybody else's. So.
Yeah, because you look at the 6 teams over there at Carthage, and anybody gets on a roll, and anybody can come out the winner of that district. This is not a super top-heavy district. There's some good quality basketball teams on the boys' side of the bracket, but just about anybody can come out of that thing with a victory.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take it one game at a time. You know, that's the old saying, but, you know, playoffs are truly that way. You can't afford to overlook anybody. You've got to buckle down and be ready and be focused. You know, the games in the playoffs are all about, you know, who can stay the most focused. It's, you know, every team at this point is tired. You know, basketball's a long season, and so it's all who can stay focused, who wants it more, you know, who has more heart, more grit. So yeah, we got to come ready to go and beat CJ first.
Well, Coach, congratulations. A great way to end the regular season with a victory here tonight on senior night. All of your seniors getting in the scorebook. A great way to finish it off for them here in their final home game at Monette. Congratulations again. Good luck next week in district, and we'll catch up with you again next week over at Carthage.
All right. Thanks, Sammy.
Coach Jeremy Land, head coach of the Cubs. They win at 63-41 tonight over Cassville. We'll take another break and be back to wrap things up right after this.
Security Bank of Southwest with locations in Cassville, Exeter, is a true community bank. Reinvest in the community, helping businesses, families, organizations grow and prosper. Any bank cash checks, and make loans. At Security Bank, they take pride in offering great service to meet the community's needs, whether by car, home, or farm, expanded business, or paying emergency expenses. Security Bank is here to help. Your locally independent bank, Security Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are for road trips. We're for covering as much ground as possible on 2, 4, or 8 wheels. We're for drop tops, T-tops, cruisers, pickup trucks, and dump trucks. We're for displaying Missouri plates like metal signs. Have you ever hit a deer? Yeah, we're for you too. We're for getting stuck in a tractor on a 2-lane highway. For a Missouri driver, we have an auto policy.
Hi, I'm Chad Jono from Missouri Farm Bureau. And if you're in Berry or Lawrence County, I've got covered.
Who that Monette? That southern food like catfish, shrimp, oysters, and shrimp.
I don't know. Who that?
Who that Monette? The woman's po' boys and muffaladas. Who that Monette? That's hand cut, half-pound burgers, cooked to order. Hey, this is Darren at the bar restaurant in Monette. Come see why the bar has all the favorites that you like, including pop and kids menu too. We also have a Fox sports bar and a private bank or party room for your availability. Buy you in Monette at 864 or call 235-100. Hey, and while I got your attention, the Bayou in Monette is also a proud sponsor of a show on KKBL Radio, 5.9 FM, every Saturday called Midnight Metal Madness. It's got a lot of rock and good timeless metal. We think you'll enjoy it. It comes on every Saturday night at midnight on 95.9 KKBL. Encore show for you people who can't stay up anymore. It comes on Sunday nights at listen to Midnight Metal Madness by the Bayou Restaurant on 95 KKBL.
Hey, country guys and gals, happy to tell you all about the all-new Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram in Cub, Missouri. All new owners, managers, and a way of doing business. We keep it pretty simple, and just like I tell the youngins, do the right thing every day and every time. The all-new Country Dodge has the cars everybody wants. Used cars and cars at just $2,900, $12,000 off on new rims. And boy, howdy do we know trucks better than the old telling fish stories. We're having fun now. Hitch up the wagon and get to the all-new Country Dodge Jeep and Ram at the junction of Highway 37 and 76 in Cassville. Or we're always open online at GoDodge.com. Remember, you won't be happy till you buy happy at the all-new Country Dodge. It's your country.
Community National Bank now has Bill Pay Plus. Bill Pay Plus is an easy and secure way to manage your payments simplify your life. You can use it anytime and from a computer with internet access. It allows you to track and manage all your payments. No more checks to write or stamps to buy. And with convenient applications, you'll never worry about late payments or penalties again. Watch the demo at nbbanking.com today and learn about all the great features of Bill Pay Plus. Community National Bank, 901 East Highway in Manhattan, 444 South Lincoln, member FDIC.
Back for the final time here at Monette. The Cubs pick up a victory tonight over the Cassville Wildcats. They close out the regular season with a win and will go on to district play next Tuesday. Cassville had their brief winning streak snapped here tonight, and the Wildcats will try to regroup and get ready for district play next week over at Carthage as well. Again, leading the way for the Wildcats, Colin Perriman with 14 points. Leading the way for the Cubs, it was Logan Coons with 17, and Kobe Bash also in double figures with 11. As Monette completes a 3-game sweep here tonight. The Cubs win the freshman game, they win the JV game, and they win the varsity contest as well. Cassville finishes out the regular season 8-17. They finish the Big 8 at 2-7. Monette improving to 17-8, and the Cubs finish 4-4 in the Big 8 standings. Freshman team for the Cubs, they win tonight 45-20 over Cassville, and they finish the year at 13-8. And the JV game also goes to Monette, 43-38 over Cassville. The JV team finishes 10-11 on the season. And then the varsity Cubs also picking up the victory to close out the evening with the win here on senior night. Again, all 7 seniors scoring for the Cubs. Jonah Pazick with 7. Blake Moore had 6. Dexter Bailey with 5. Cameron Witt with 4. David Lee had 3. Logan Coons with 17. And Kobe Besh with 11. Cassville also with 7 seniors. They've already had their senior night last Friday when they picked up the win against Seneca, so they also celebrated senior night with the victory. And their 7 seniors, Kane Kellner, Tyler Speakman, Alex Vanderpool, Alan Lambell, Chad Howerton, and Noah Hadlow. And now it's on to the district tournament, Class 4 District 12, next Tuesday for the boys. The girls will get things started on Monday, as the Cassville Lady Wildcats and Monette Lady Cubs will both be playing on Monday night. Cassville Lady Wildcats, the 4 seed, will play at 6 o'clock against McDonald County. The Monette Lady Cubs, the 6 seed, will play Webb City at 7:30. The winners to advance on to the semifinals on the girls' side Thursday, March the 3rd. The girls' championship on Saturday, March the 5th. The boys' side of the bracket, Carthage will play Cassville Tuesday, March the 1st at 6. Monette will play Carl Junction March the 1st on a Tuesday night at 7:30. The winners to go to the boys' semifinals Thursday, March the 3rd, and the boys' championship will also be on Saturday, March the 5th. So now it begins postseason. The Class 1, 2, and 3 schools are already in postseason in district tournament play this week, and next week the Class 4 and 5 schools will join in. Monette and Cassville both in Class 4 District 12 over at Carthage High School. A beautiful facility over there at Carthage, a great place to go watch a ball game. So head on over, support Cassville and Monette as they compete in the district tournament next week at Carthage High School. We'll be along for the ride as well here on the Talon Sports Network. We'll have coverage of both the Lady Cubs and Lady Wildcats on Monday and the Cubs and the Wildcats on Tuesday here on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. Thanks to Athletic Director Darrell Bradley, Superintendent Brad Hanson, and all the staff here at Monette High School for all the hospitality and courtesies, not only tonight but throughout the season. Big thank you goes to head coach Jeremy Land from Monette and head coach Barrett Millison from Cassville for helping us out with starters and stats tonight. And we always appreciate Coach Land dropping by and visiting with us for a post-game talk, and he did that again here this evening. So thanks to Coach Land for all his help with this evening's broadcast as well. Thanks to Tony Ramsey for running the camera for us tonight on MonetteWebTV.com. And a big thank you goes out to each and every one of our sponsors, our Cassville Wildcat sponsors or our Monette Cubs sponsors. We appreciate their support of our broadcast so very, very much, whether on Web TV or on the radio. And without their sponsorship, these broadcasts would not be possible. Stop by and let these folks know that you appreciate their support of Cassville and Monette High School athletics. They're the ones that make it happen, and they're the ones that help us do what we do. And we thank our sponsors so very, very much, not only for supporting our broadcasts, but also supporting Cassville and Monette High School. Well, that's going to do things tonight from here in Monette. Next week we'll be over in Carthage for the district tournament. Once again, the Monette Cubs win tonight over the Cassville Wildcats 63-41. This is Sammy Clapper saying thanks so much for joining us, and good night from Monette High School.
You've been listening to Big A College Basketball, Cassville versus Monette live on the Talon Sports Network, your sports authority for West Missouri. A big thank you goes out to all our sponsors for helping support our broadcast and support Monette High School athletics. Please stop with these sponsors that you have heard mentioned throughout tonight's broadcast. So join us next time for Big A College Basketball here on the Talon Sports Network, your sports authority for Southwest Missouri.
You are listening to The Buzz, 95.9.